All right, all right. I am so sorry that I am late. I was having some internet issues when I was doing videos last night. By the time I was able to get it all finished up, I had to sit here and get the videos uploaded for you guys. But let's sit here and check out the chat. We got Power Mad UK. Hey, AB, how's it going, man? Good to see you. The PlayStation Gamer, thank you so much for being a member. Sup? Late start? Yes, it was. I'm truly sorry, man. We got Oh No is Justin. Thank you so much for being a member, man. That play sub chat. I'm seeing so many videos from fanboys saying, look at the price rises from Xbox and PlayStation. 450 is cheaper as Switch 2 now, right? Well, yeah, of course. Before they were sitting here complaining that the price, well, they said that the price was a little high for the system, but now they can sit here and use it. They only care, like, especially with the Nintendo content creators, Power Man, they only care when it comes to the price when they can use it to benefit themselves. That's it. I, for one, am not jumping over a cliff if someone good for you, Power Man. That's why we like you here. Peter Freakout Sub, what's up? PlayStation Gamer, agreed. Variety Mad Media, hello. Hello, man. Are you really a media? Question for everyone from the PlayStation Gamer. You could bring back one dead IP, a series that has not had a game in 10 years plus. Which one would you pick? I would love, well, of course, I'm always going to pick Legend of Dragoon. I would love a remake. I would love a prequel. I would love a sequel. Just anything to do with Legend of Dragoon, the greatest JRPG of all time. But if I couldn't have that, I want another Dino Crisis. Golden Apples, good morning. Good morning. Oh, yeah, I got some special content for you guys today. So let's get it all situated here. Already got it ready, but didn't want it to start playing too soon. We are going to start off with none other than Harmon Smith.
Alongside the
Sorry about that. Had to
never-ending
turn
hope
on the
that
thing.
third-party games are not doing well on Nintendo Switch 2, which I've
They're
demonstrated
not
in the
doing
past
that
is
well.
not true. Where
Yes,
these
PlayStation Gamer, let's
stories
taste
are
that
coming
salt.
from is out of this sense of desperation to continue this farce that Nintendo is this unpopular thing. Because this is something
Nintendo's not as popular as you think that it is. And oh, yes, oh God, Harmon Smith, your favorite PlayStation Gamer. Come on, we know you love Harmon.
thing that I've had to deal with as a hardcore Nintendo fan is just this idea that Nintendo is constantly failing.
Holy shit. He got a sure mic. That, you know what? I will give Harmon one thing. Okay. I know we like to bash on him, you know, but at least he has improved his videos quality a bit. With that, with the microphone that he has, his audio sounds tremendously better. Now all you have to do, Harmon, is get a far better webcam. That's what you got to get next. But I will sit here and give credit where credit is due. At least you upgrade your mic, not once, but twice. You went from that Blue Yeti mic, now you upgrade to the big boy. You got a Shure. The only thing I would suggest is if you want, Harmon, if you watch this, let me know. Send me something on X, and I will sit here and get in touch with somebody for you, or I will send you the thing to get in touch with somebody that can help set out that audio a lot better. Okay, I paid $65 for someone to fix my audio, and it was the best $60 I ever spent. Dewan Davis, what are you sitting here saying? Angry Vigilante, you is a lying. So what are you trying to say? I'm lying that Harmon's video or audio sounds a lot better? I mean, were you not listening? Dewan, what am I lying about? I know you went and ran to Primey and Glazer Essence about me getting a video and everything. I mean, you don't have to tell Player Essence. Just like he says, you don't have to come and tell me. He already knows. He watches my content, whether he wants to admit it or not. King Paco Nintendo Lover, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm doing so much better than last week. Don't have COVID no more. Thank God. That was horrible. That PlayStation gamer, Nintendo has become very disliked in just 1 year. Oh, very true.
Failing, constantly going bankrupt, constantly producing games no
It's
one
bankrupt.
wants, and constantly just screwing over their audience and their fans. Like, I've had to deal with this for so long.
I mean, they are, Harmon. They literally are screwing over. That's not even debatable. They completely are screwing over their audience and their consumers. There's no other option. Another thing, I would recommend you to put that mic, because what works for me is to put it underneath the chin. You know, have it angled up, but have it underneath the chin. That might work better too for you.
That I have this like extreme contempt for it, because none of it is ever true. None of it is ever rooted in reality. It's just
Completely rooted in reality. Mario Kart World, overpriced. DK Bonanza is over. Even though DK Bonanza is a fantastic game, it is still overpriced for what it doesn't have enough content to justify that $7 price tag. DK Banana Splits is the worst DK game ever. What is DK Banana Splits? I've never heard that game. Are you talking about DK Bonanza? You could put the Benny Hill theme while you are playing, and it would match the gameplay. Literally a mindless mess. I don't know that game we're talking about. Angry Vigilante, you as a stalker. Nah, not you. Watch my stuff. So what does that make you, Davis? Digimon over Pokemon any day. I agree. Maybe not the old, PlayStation gamer. When it comes to the 2D era, I gotta say, those 2D Pokemon games, though, are still top-notch quality right there. I still love, Pokemon Yellow, Red, Blue. I still love Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Those games are still peak when it comes to Pokemon. They still hold up to this day, so I will have to say that one. Oh, you're talking about Bananas. Okay, I get it there. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about, man. I'm like, is there another DK game?
Just a gigantic cope from people who hate Nintendo and want to see them fail. And we've been seeing this since the 90s. Like, it never really seems to stop.
The problem, okay, Harmon, I will acknowledge that there are people that hate Nintendo. Okay, there are people that hate PC, there are people that hate Xbox, and there are people that hate PlayStation. That is nothing new. But Harmon, when it comes to you, anything when it comes to criticism towards your favorite piece of plastic, unless it's Metroid, you will sit here and take that criticism for two reasons. One, you hate women, and number two, it's made by a Western studio. But other than that, you cannot handle criticism of your favorite piece of plastic. You don't care about the games. You only care about a piece of plastic. That is it. You only care about this make-believe console war in your goddamn mind.
Even after like huge success stories like the Wii and DS or the Switch, like, if anything, they kind of just doubled down on it. Like the Switch generation is a really interesting case study for this, because we were told day one that like the console wasn't living up to expectations, that nobody was excited for, that there was nothing to look forward to. And what happens? Animal.
Yeah, there were many people that were wrong, but they had a reasonable expectation to go into that when it came to the Wii U. The Wii U was terrible. It was a flop. I know you think that it was successful, but even Nintendo says that it wasn't. You just need to accept this, Harmon. Nintendo is trying to patent follow mechanics. I completely agree, PlayStation Gamer. I had to unsub from Austin John Plains after he defended that $100 Pokemon cut content game. He well, if we don't support that, then he has microtransaction. His response was death. Of course it was, Mario. Believe it or not, the very first Salt video I ever did was on Austin John Plays. I used to be a huge Austin John Plays fan, and I'm going to be looking up that video. I'm going to be finding that video now. Well, he's going to hate the new I think he already does, King Paco. Angry Vigilante. So may I ask you a question? Of course, you can ask me anything you want. So you sound like a Sony is the best company. I don't know when I've ever said that Sony was the best company, sir. Because and believe all companies are. I completely agree with you. So what's your question? I have never once ever said that Sony was superior. I enjoy playing on my PS5. I enjoy playing on the Switch too. I enjoy playing on my gaming laptop. I don't care about a piece of plastic. All I care about is good games in the consumer. I don't care where I have to play them. A piece of plastic means nothing to me. And I bashed Sony many of times, so I don't know what you're talking about. Some of us work jobs and don't get money to plunk $70 to $100 for half-baked, low-effort, low-budget titles. I agree. Shade is being thrown at Nintendo, LOL. Pocket Pair, Power World, and Hoyo Overs with, oh, yes, you are completely correct. Also fired back with the fact Pokemon has 4 to 5 mobile games that are filled with gotcha mechanics and microtransactions. Of course they are. But that ain't just Nintendo. I can't blame just Nintendo for that one. I mean, EA does it, but EA does it in their main AAA games, even if it's not a damn mobile game. By the way, you hear Nintendo went full woke because the new US, I wouldn't say it's woke, PlayStation gamer. I got a video coming out tomorrow for the Doug Bowser and the new president and everything, because I wasn't gonna make a video on that because I didn't really think people wanted to hear, but people kept commenting saying, hey, where's the video? So I got it coming out tomorrow explaining that one. You're a gamer. Exactly, PlayStation gamer. That's exactly what we are. We are fanboys, or we are gamers. Sorry, wow. I'm a little tired. We are gamers, not fanboys.
Animal Crossing New Horizons sets all-time records in the gaming industry, and
nobody cares, Harmon.
After that point, they had to backtrack and say that like the Switch was never going to live up to those that hype ever again.
Most likely won't.
We are seeing something similar with Switch 2, where everyone's trying to make it out to be a disappointment. Everyone's trying to find something.
It has been a disappointment
about when it comes to this.
Don't have to find it. It's right there.
Trying to establish some kind of narrative, and they think if they repeat
Nintendo set that narrative, Harmon. We don't have to make up a narrative. They said it. You just need to accept it.
It's going to be taken seriously, and
it already has been.
I think
that's why the community has woken up.
Like, as Nintendo fans, that we do need to start addressing this. We do need to start acknowledging that this kind of behavior is unacceptable, and blatantly lying about the company and what they've been doing over the past several years is.
Well, what they've been doing this year has been complete trash, if we're all being honest. And we got Matthew Buckley. Good morning, all. Thank you so much for being a member. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're enjoying your copy. It was the title of a video of the shiny Pokemon and his reaction to the direct. Of course he would hide it behind a damn title like that. In case you, oh, trust me, thank you. I'm going to watch that. Angry Vigilante, no. You don't. All you do is talk about Nintendo. Yeah, you make 2 videos about Sony. When outside of Sony raising the prices, when have they done anything? I reacted to their most recent showcase, and I blasted them for only making very few games. But Davis, what have they done for me to dedicate videos to? They're not really doing anything right now. I've already blasted them for going to the live service push. But you have to understand, Davis, when it comes to PlayStation, there isn't a wall of Sony ponies running around damage controlling like there is for Nintendo. So please, Davis, what would you like me to say about PlayStation? Mario123, this is gonna be good. Davis is here. Yes, he is. Hey, he's welcome. As long as he doesn't spam the chat like that one guy did that I had to sit here and ban from the channel because he wouldn't stop spamming the comment sections or other people's too. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying that coffee. Remember, coffee over energy drinks, people. We got to keep your health in check. I am a Sony fan, but not a fanboy. That's good. You are not a Sony pony, PlayStation gamer.
Is unacceptable. It's just
your really hairline is unacceptable
out for what it is, because like so many great games go under the radar because the general gaming community just laughs at them and just disregards them for petty reasons. Off the top of my head, we had to deal with that with Mario and Luigi Brothership, Princess Peach Showtime, Bayonetta 3. No.
Okay, Bayonetta is an amazing game. I haven't played number 3, but I'm going to. It's on my backlog. But when it comes to Princess Peach Showtime, Harmon, you are a grown-ass man. Okay? I'm not even saying that's a kiddie game. That is a game that is completely for a certain demographic that we do not have to go over on this channel. But you know what? You know damn well who I'm talking about. But Harmon, you are a grown man. Act like it. Mario Luigi Brothership. That game was not as beloved as you like to make it out to be. You need to sit here and get over it. And Matthew Buckley, this is the great Harmon Smith, the biggest Nintendo fanboy you have ever met. And he is not a troll. He is truly a real Nintendo fanboy. You will never find another one like this man.
More Heroes 3. Like there have just been so many good Nintendo games over the past 5 years.
Can you name
and
some?
more that have just been completely dismissed by the community for these really lazy reasons.
Not at all. Not at all,
Obviously,
Harmon.
they don't last. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was something that was just completely written off and ignored by the general gaming community. And
what are you talking about? It's sold phenomenally well. Give me 1 quick second, guys. I got to look for something. I dropped something on the ground that I got to grab. Give me 1 quick minute. Sorry. Okay, I found it.
now that it's getting an update on Switch 2, it seems like it's going to have this huge revitalization behind it. And, just like with
Harmon,
Kirby,
none of those Switch 2 upgrades have
you
ever
can't
gotten a huge
religiously
revitalization.
just
What the hell are you
hate
talking
Nintendo
about?
games ever and expect fans to not notice that these games
Of course
are
we
actually
can.
good, like we've seen example after example of that. But
Harmon, you just need to accept a lot of these games are not good. Super Mario Wonder is not going to get this breath of fresh air. No one's excited for these $80 games, Harmon. Will only be one new 3D Mario and Zelda this generation. You never know. We only thought that we would get one new Zelda and we got 2. Better off waiting until Switch 3 comes out and planning it on there as the console is better. We used to get Zelda game every couple of years. I mean, we used to get a lot of games every couple of years. Unfortunately, games do take a little longer to make now. And my daughter beat that game. She was 11. Oh, I bet. He gets upset when Angry Vigilante puts a pacifier in his mouth. Oh, who does? Who gets upset? Mario, tell me. I need to know who gets upset. Now we wait 10 years for Zelda and the games are worse. We better not be waiting no 10 damn years. You be quiet about that. We don't need to be waiting no 10 damn years. Sony has a lackluster output because they have to change direction from the single player focus to gas focus to get back to the single player focus. I think they were focusing on that live service push is what they were focusing on. And they canceled all those damn games. That's what ruined it. Just getting a cheap XLR interface and XLR cable will drastically improve the quality of the audio compared to the USB. Are you talking about mine or his? Princess Peach, memories. Did you actually play that, Matthew Buckley? I've been a Nintendo fan for a while, and one of the most honestly disturbing thing I've seen them do is how they handle Nintendo Labo, and as of currently, the Virtual Boy. Imagine $25. I know, that's freaking outrageous. Dang, too bad no videos from Dwan Davis. I wanted to react to that. Dwan just is nothing but a keyboard warrior, I think. Harmon, oh, good. Have you actually heard him say that before? I didn't know that he got mad about it. I need to start putting the pacifier back in the mouths again. I hope since old Bowser's retired, Nintendo sorts some things out. Games is, okay. I didn't know that was the thing. Talking about Harmon. Oh, yes, we are. Me and my daughter, she was little. That's good.
Like, it does need to be addressed more often, just how out of touch, the general gaming audience is when it comes to Nintendo products, because the idea that Nintendo is failing or that they're not successful or that third-party games can't sell it,
Harmon, no one is saying that Nintendo is failing. Far from it, for that matter. But yes, the third-party games are not doing well. It is very common for people to know that. They didn't do that well on the Switch. There were some outliers, of course, but it wasn't like they were doing amazing. They definitely didn't do well on the Wii U. They kind of did okay on the Wii, but the problem is they were very downgraded, crappy ports. Then you had the GameCube, didn't do well. N64, didn't do well. I can keep going on. You need to accept it. And the thing is, if Nintendo is doing so well, why haven't we gotten the sales number for DK Bonanza? How long has that game been out? And we have still yet to hear what the sales numbers are, Harmon. You claimed it was going to sell over 20 million units. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't even think it sold 1 million yet.
like, one of the things I've noticed, the game key card thing, right? Everyone's like making it out to be some huge like deal breaker thing, but yet
Harmon, it's the principle behind it. I'll admit, I buy digital sometimes, I buy physical sometimes. For me, it depends on where I'm going to get it cheaper. That's all it comes down to. If the digital is on sale and I can get the digital, I'll buy digital. But if I could buy it used and it's a lot cheaper than what the digital is, I'll get it physical. It don't matter to me, but it's the principle behind it. If you're going to sit here and buy a cartridge, you should have the game fully on it. It's just plain and simple, Harmon.
You can just get the game digitally. That's all you
Not
need to do.
everybody
Like,
wants
it's
it
so
digital.
bizarre to me how people will like hype up Steam, like defend PC gaming, and then turn around and try and pretend that like digital on consoles is like unacceptable.
They don't say that digital on console is unacceptable. They're perfectly fine with digital on consoles, but it's the principle about it, Harmon. We should not be sitting here celebrating games being put on a game key card where you have to download it. It's like being digital. They should be fully on the cartridge. Nintendo fucked up. I hope since old Bowser retired, Nintendo sorts some things out. I hope so too. I get it, PlayStation Gamer. Oh, okay, I already read that. Is Harmon capable of fully opening his eyes at all? The thing is, when you see him do his shorts and he's out in public, he has his eyes wide open. So I don't know why his eyes are like this when he records. Rosie, his eye is, I don't know if he has a lazy eye or not, because if you watch his shorts, they're not really a lazy eye. What kind of audio interface you have? I have a wait, is the interface is where the microphone plugs in? I got to focus right. Is there anything wrong with is there something wrong with my audio right now, guys? Bro, relax. I over exaggerate with 10 years, but it takes 6 years for Zelda games. And is taking almost 10 years for a 3D Mario. Well, at this rate, it might be 20 years before we get that 3D Mario. But you're all good, man. Don't worry. I joke around with people, man. It's just my thing. Don't you worry.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, they're not going to take away your games digitally. Like, it's just such a ridiculous concept. And yet, like, there's this
Harmon,
weird,
servers
like,
have gone down for digital games.
mindset in the community that like it's some like inevitability when it comes to digital purchases. It's absurd, and it really does need to be called out, because like,
Harmon, your forehead's absurd.
Like, there's no reason to think it's gonna happen. Like just accept the shift to digital. Like, that's all you have to do.
No, we don't
And
have
yet,
to
like,
accept it.
Nobody wants to like come to that pretty rational conclusion. It is a double standard, especially when you take into consideration that like physical on PC has been obsolete for decades. Like what physical game have you bought from Steam? So like,
There have been games that the servers got taken down, Harmon. That actually happened. You need to accept it. I'm not gonna say no one, but not everybody wants an all digital future. I am perfectly fine with playing games digitally, but also if I really love the game, yes, I do enjoy having a physical copy of the game that I can actually put on a shelf. I do enjoy that. I have some for PS5. I have some from the Switch. I will never get rid of my Xenoblade Chronicle games. I love those games. They are some of the best on the Switch.
Anyway, but like things like this, things like, people complaining about third-party games, people like insisting that Nintendo games aren't actually selling well or are relevant. Like, how many times have we heard that like Mario Kart World is like completely irrelevant now?
Because it is. People are not playing it as much. People don't want to play it as much. Just something you got to accept. Let's read off some of the comments. Oh, thank you, PlayStation Gamer. You sound fine to me. That's a lie. Mario 99, anyone? I don't remember. See, they took it down. I don't even remember it. What, they take down games all the time? Exactly. Godzilla for PS4. Exactly. Oh, how about Street Fighter versus Tekken? That game. You can't buy that game no more. Holy shit, I didn't even know you stream. Yeah, I stream every Monday morning. and I will sometimes stream directs if they happen. I wouldn't be surprised within a few years Nintendo would sell Mario themed diapers for $120. Oh, you know it. Just you wait. Why spend $500 on a console when the two franchises that people buy Nintendo for take 10 years between games? This is my point. Oh, I get it. Harmon probably bought Mario Galaxy twice digitally. Saw a post on Twitter of someone doing that. Oh, I can believe it. How much sabotage does a Switch 2 even have, or storage? Don't imagine it's a lot. 256 gigs.
And meanwhile, they just added in a patch to add some new features into the game. Like, clearly the game is still
It wasn't enough,
but it's still
I don't
like
mean
making
shit.
QLL improvements, and yet like
They haven't made enough.
is still making clickbait videos like, oh, it has Nintendo forgotten about Mario Kart World? Like,
Of course they have.
no, obviously not.
No, they're just doing the bare minimum requirement. They screwed up the game taking out that stuff, so they had to fix it. Simple, Harmon. But where's the DLC? It needs free DLC for that matter, not paid DLC. Free.
Like, to me, it's a very strong indication of just how desperate the community is.
Oh, thank you so much, Matthew. Let me check it out here. No, let me check it out. Do I need to go? Hold on, let me check it out. I got something from good old Matthew. What is it? Oh, thank you so much, Matthew. He just bought 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, man. I so appreciate it. You are the man. You are the man. Thank you, man. Okay, so let's read off some of the comments. Do I think Helldivers 2 will ever go to the Switch 2? You know, you never know. It could. You know, if Sony finds it worth porting over, I mean, I think it'll do well. But that one, I don't know, because if I was them, I would wait until Metroid Prime 4 comes out, see how many people buy that. If that game sells well, then sure, I would say then put Helldivers 2 on the Switch 2. But if it doesn't sell well, then maybe the shooting games aren't just going to do that well. I'd rather buy another Steam Deck before I buy a Switch 2. There you go. That's my next thing to buy. Again, thank you, Matthew. 2 big third-party games and it's full. Yeah, yep. That's true. Especially if Call of Duty ever came. Yep. So we got 5 people that became a member. Mario 1, 2, 3. Nintendo games don't take much storage, but third party takes insane storage. But you would need a micro SD express cards. Yes, you will. Yep. Make sure everyone say thank you, Matthew Buckley. You bet. Metroid is not. No, it is not. I found out something cool. The Last of Us remaster multiplayer servers are still running. That's a shocker. There it is. All righty. Let's get back to good old Harmon.
Is to downplay Nintendo, where they have to concern troll about this. You know, they have to concern troll about 18-year-olds not buying Nintendo consoles after spending their entire lives being screamed at everyone about them, around them, about how Nintendo sucks. And like,
Harmon, I am pretty
like a real game.
Harmon, knowing you, I seriously doubt that you were just screamed at for being a Nintendo fan, because I remember when I was younger, you would tell people, they would kind of snicker at you if you were a Nintendo fan, but it did not go on like you are all claiming that it would. But you know what? This is probably the most realistic version of what happened. You probably went in and said, oh, I like Nintendo. They say, oh, I don't. And you probably got into a verbal confrontation with them, and you were the one that was probably yelling and causing it to happen. Harmon, stop playing victim here.
Instead, I went through that period myself, so I know what it's like. And looking back on it,
oh yes, King Paco, I've seen that pre-order. I am not. There's no way I'm spending that much damn money on a thing. And what I keep finding funny, Player S, we'll get into him in a second, but he keeps sitting here saying, "Oh, where all the drop the price videos?" None of us are defending this shit. Is there anybody in the comment section that is defending $1,000 handheld PC? Let me know right now. I hope Prime Form is good, but looks, oh, it does look rough. I hope it's good too. I'm sure there are plenty of people that will buy Nintendo games if Nintendo ported their games to Steam. Oh, there would be, no doubt. If they ported Mario Kart World at a reasonable price, they would definitely so. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would buy it. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I already read that. Prime mentioned you last night and said that discs are not faster. I know that. Oh, I didn't know that he mentioned me. Too bad I didn't get to see it. He always puts his damn things on silent. Well, the thing is, I never said that discs were faster. The reason why I say that that Nintendo should have went to discs over cartridges, the third parties are already picking the cartridges anyways. So they're picking the game key cards. So you already have to put it on the hard drive. So with the disc, you have to copy it, but at least with the disc, the game is still on there. With the game key cards, the game's not on there. But thank you for telling me, Benjamin. I'm glad that he can mention me. Yeah, I'm sure combat will be good, but I'm a bit concerned with Prime 4, but still, I think we still gonna rant because it may be worth playing. You never know. We would have to see. But like I've said multiple times, Nintendo is allergic to money. Yes, they are. Hell no, buy a laptop. There you go. See? At least Power Man's saying it. Hell no, don't buy that shit. What gaming FPS are you fanboys over me? The Last of Us Forever. Yep. Haha 1K. I don't get it, Matthew Buckley. What's haha 1K? My brother was saying there's another one coming out for the Xbox Portable on 2027, better than the one that's coming out. Well, if it's better, I hope it's not more expensive. Technically, weren't DVDs faster than Blu-rays minus the... I have no idea on that one. That's a very good question. Oh yeah, then he mentioned they aren't portable as you can't load the discs on there and go. I mean, PSP did it just damn fine. The disc reader doesn't have to be part of the machine. I mean, well, they can sit here and put the disc reader instead of a cartridge reader. I mean, they can sit here and do like UMDs or the little bigger ones, make them Blu-ray, put a plastic coating like the PSP did. You know, he's just defending the cartridges. He knows that Nintendo made a poor damn decision. Discs easily hold a lot more storage. Exactly. Maybe he's referring to the price of the Xbox. I hope he might be, but that price is still ridiculous. Guys, please do not buy those.
It was very silly, and I do wish that I spent more time playing Nintendo.
You know, I don't know how excited I am for Ghost of Yote, to be honest, PlayStation gamer. I'll rent it if anything. $1,000, 1K, that's ridiculous. Too expensive. Exactly. That is too goddamn expensive. And they're wondering like, oh, where's all the drop the price, acting like we're actually defending this damn shit.
No, but it does need to be said that there's a reason for it. And it doesn't mean that Nintendo isn't going to do well going forward, you know, because I've seen this happen several times where like people are introduced to good new Nintendo games. People are introduced.
Okay, guys, I'm going to speed this up because I don't know if it's me. Harmon talks way too goddamn slow. So if it's too fast, let me know. I'm speeding it to 1.5.
Introduced to great games, and not always are they brand new. And that's kind of how you form new fans, by just, you know, being exposed to new games. Like, you don't have to grow up with them. You don't have to be indoctrinated into the...
Yes, Harmon, but the problem is they're overpricing these games. So people got to be more selective. People can only afford so many games. When it comes down to it, when you raise the price, you make it more difficult. If they would have kept them at 60, they had no problem selling their damn games on the Switch 1. But now they've jacked them up to 70. And as we can see, $70 games are not doing as well.
Nintendo cult, like, you can just appreciate a good game for what it is, and then you become a fan, and then a paying customer. One of the new copes in...
Really? Why did you do 2 videos in one? Harmon, why'd you do that? That makes no damn sense.
Regards to Nintendo consoles is this idea that like, oh, younger people 18 to 24, they're not playing Nintendo games anymore. They're playing Fortnite. They're not buying Nintendo consoles or games.
Oh, I get it. He edited it out. Harmon, I will sit here and say this. If you're going to do that, wait to start talking until you get back in your chair. It just looks more professional, man. I actually want to help you out. I actually want you to get better at making videos because I promise you, it makes our job easier when you do that. Let me read some of the comments. I spent $1K on a PC and far more powerful. So did I. I spent like $900 plus tax on my gaming laptop, and it's still more powerful than that damn handheld is. I like the UMDs for PSP. Still got the King Kong movie that came with two Oh, there you go. That's better. Okay, good. Oh, okay. So the faster is better. I agree. What the hell was that edit? There's no defending the Xbox. No, yeah, who is defending it? There might be a couple outliers, if anything.
They're just playing this free-to-play mobile garbage, right? Like, this is a narrative that's been present for years at this point.
Who's playing a free-to-play garbage?
Essentially a byproduct of like the 90s. You know, the idea back in the day that like, oh man, everybody, Sonic the Hedgehog is cooler than Mario. Kids don't want to play as Mario. They want something.
Well, I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog is cooler, for being honest.
GTA. Like, this is essentially the modern.
Well, I mean, even the sales numbers show that they want GTA, Harmon. That's just a fact. Okay, now when it comes to Sonic, more people want Mario, but I'm not going to deny that Sonic is cooler than Mario. If we're being honest here. But Knuckles and Shadow are cooler than Sonic, so there you go.
Equivalent of that. You know, the idea that like, well, people aren't buying Nintendo.
Golden Apples. I got a Acer Nitro 5. I'm getting Ghost of Yote, then Digimon the next day. I am doing good on games. There you go, PlayStation Gamer. I got Sonic. I got the Sonic racing game coming in the mail from Gamefly right now. And then when Digimon comes out, I'm going to get that game also. My favorite is those who compare Switch 2 or other systems to a PC. I know, right? Man, Sony needs to bring back SOCOM. Sony needs to bring back a lot. They need to bring back Jack and Dexter. They need to bring back Sly Cooper. For the love of God, bring back Legend of Dragoon already. And they think I'm crazy for spending $1,000 on a PC. And I'm like, y'all comparing the Tesla. Yeah, exactly. The thing with a PC, you do more. It's not just for gaming. That's what they don't understand. Even if you bought a full gaming rig, you're still going to do more with it than what you would do with a damn video game system. They must have a ton of stock in company if they defend all. Well, no, Harmon actually did say he bought stocks. In another video, he admitted that he owns stocks in Nintendo. He can't comprehend the fact that someone doesn't like Nintendo. Yeah, exactly. I'm not ordering Sonic Racing this week. I'm ordering. There you go, man. Good. Gara gifted me Digimon because I'm broke. Hey, that's okay, Justin. That's okay. You know what? I need to start hitting up Gara. If he's handing out, or if he's gifting people games, I could use some games. Oh no, it's Justin. Did your SOCOM also come with a headset? Sly will never come back. Sly flopped very hard. I don't care. I still want it to come back. Don't you want it to come back, PlayStation Gamer?
Nintendo games no more. It's a complete coke because.
Okay, so just so you guys know, because we're starting to get quite a few chats. If you have a question for me, just at ABS. Okay, that's all you have to do. At ABS or at Angry Vigilante Show, so I know you're talking to me.
When you're 18, when you're an adult and you have to deal with like the economy and the job market and stuff like that, like you're not playing a ton of games, and I actually
exactly that's what I just said.
Like, even though I was still playing like games at the time, there was definitely this feeling that like I wasn't really buying a whole lot of new games. I was mostly going through old ones that I couldn't have afforded back when I didn't have a job, right? And this is a perfectly normal thing, right? Not spending money on frivolities when you're just starting out, worry about moving out and like dealing with your personal problems, right?
Yes, but Harmon, they overprice these games where it's hard to even afford one of them, for crying out loud. Yes, and no, it depends on if a reboot or a sequel. Yeah, I get it, PlayStation Gamer.
Like, that's not an unusual occurrence. But again, this is very typical of like anti-Nintendo discourse. Instead of like talking about—
it's not anti-Nintendo discourse.
Talking about the reality of becoming an adult and what that means and like how much more responsibility you have.
You have no idea what it is to become an adult.
People try and blame Nintendo for this. Like, oh man, Nintendo, it's not pulling in a young enough demographic. Only millennials are buying Nintendo games anymore. Like, Nintendo is—
that's kind of true.
Like, I've seen the term like Nintendo adult being thrown around occasionally, and it's kind of like—
well, Harmon, that is the complete truth. That's not just Nintendo. That's all of gaming. Most of the younger people are playing Roadblocks or Roboblocks or playing the free-to-play games because they can't afford all these games, Harmon.
laughable to me, because if you've ever interacted with kids today, you'll see, like, just
Harmon, do not interact with children.
Nintendo products and games and stuff like that. Like, typically kids, what people don't want to understand or admit to themselves is that kids aren't necessarily playing the newest stuff, like in a lot.
No shit. You want to know why? Because they're broke. Maybe the young kids because their parents are buying it for them, but the teenagers or the young adults, they're not playing the games because they can't afford it. The video game industry priced them out.
A lot of cases, they'll play whatever's lying around, whatever their parents own, whatever people will give them.
Exactly.
Like, they're not necessarily going out and buying new things day one. They don't need to, because for them, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the best stuff is quite a bit older. A lot of them are playing Breath of the Wild for the first time. A lot of them are playing Mario Odyssey. Splatoon. Like, there's just so many places to start.
Maybe Breath of the Wild.
When it comes to Nintendo products, like, you don't really have to get brand new hardware or games until you've already played all the.
Of course we do.
And I think all of us can kind of agree with that in that sense, because when I first became really into this stuff, I was playing stuff that was over a decade old. I played through Super Metroid when it was a decade old.
Is that why you don't like Super Metroid? That's okay, Harmon. We all were doing that. You think we all were born with a silver spoon in our mouths? I was playing on the Sega games from the 80s when I first was, as early as I can remember, when it came to gaming. Then I finally got a Super Nintendo towards the end of the Super Nintendo. When I finally got an N64 or a PS2, it was well after they came out.
Like when I did Yoshi's Island, it was like 5 years old. Like Donkey Kong Country, it was like, again, you just have like these. I beat DKC too.
Wait,
it was like.
Yoshi's Island. How old are you, Harmon? Seriously, how old are you? I thought you were older than me.
For the first time when it was like 20 years old, right? So you have all of these. You have all of these games. You have all this hardware. You have all these opportunities to get into the hobby. Like, there's so many entry points. Like, the idea that everyone is going to start at the same skill level and start with like the same franchises and have like the exact same experience is ridiculous, right? Because Nintendo.
No shit. Well, no, everybody starts with the same skill level. Most people don't play games very well at first. That's most people. Unless you're a damn freaking genius. I would love to see Jak and Daxter come back as a show or a reboot game, but not have Naughty Dog make it. There you go. Fortnite, Roblox, Rocket. Exactly. Luckily, Sucker Punch no longer owns Sly, but the team that did Thieves in time still have a bitter reputation. I understand. We all want to see Nintendo do well, and consumer is not doing well. True. I won't let son play Rocket or Roblox because of the issue. I don't blame you. If I had kids, I wouldn't either. Business 101, set prices too high. Nobody is going to buy the games where the indie scene has to pick up the slack. Agreed. If not, just look it up. True. I grew up with Sega Genesis. Nothing wrong with that. We're around the same age. Harmon is the type of guy that should get parents' permission before posting a video. Yeah, he probably does. Exactly.
Nintendo is such a big company now. There are so many games to get into that you don't necessarily need to get into it with like the big new products that are just coming out. We saw this with like Tears of the Kingdom, where a lot of people felt that like, well, if this game has no momentum behind it, nobody cares about it. And look where we are 2 years later, where it's this hugely popular thing. Like, it's this hugely successful thing.
Yes, it did do pretty damn well, but not as well as Breath of the Wild. There weren't as many people excited for Tears of the Kingdom because from what we've been hearing, it is nothing more than an overpriced expansion.
And it has been doing huge numbers on Nintendo Switch 2. Like, this is one of the best-selling games on the Switch 2 initially was Tears of the Kingdom. Like, the upgrade really revitalized a lot of interest in this game that I think a lot of people had written off day one, right? That is just one example. But, like, it does need to be said that considering, like, Breath of the Wild is, like, a 100-hour-long game, considering how...
this thing froze.
Like, will go back to that game endlessly. Like, do people really need to spend a lot of money on Nintendo games? Like, I think for the vast majority of the population...
Harmon, you're talking about a completionist. Most gamers are not completionists. I know people like to think Nintendo is different, but you guys are not the exception. When you look at the trophies, when you look at the achievements, how many people get the platinum trophy? Very few. Most people are not completionists.
They can just buy the big games that they're really excited for and just kind of enjoy them for what they are, and they don't really need to engage.
Yeah, and the Nintendo games right now are not that exciting.
The normal thing to do is just not really spend all of your time and money on video games when you're young. It's perfectly reasonable to do that. Not everybody is.
Yes,
like
but
me
that's what
and
the
does this
secondhand
for,
market is
just the sheer
for.
love and the artistry and just being your thing and buying everything that comes out. It's not reasonable to assume that Nintendo's business model should be to sell every game they produce to their demographic, because it's just not viable. There's so much stuff to play that it's unreasonable to assume that their consumers are just gonna consume everything that comes out. That is not true. That never has been true. Never will be true.
Of course not, but guess what? You can consume a lot more if they lower the price, or you can go and consume it on GameFly. I know you grew up with Blockbuster. Okay, let's read some of them. I'm uploading the 56-second clip. I'll send it you in a link if you like. Oh, please do. Are you talking about with Nintendo Prime? I would love to. I had a PS1 and a 64 growing up. I had a PS1 and 64 also. That was when I was more of a teenager. I also grew up in Sega Genesis after a little of the NES, and until I got in, there you go. I never got a chance to own an SNES back. It was phenomenal, Speedy. It was phenomenal. You got, I can't pronounce the first name, Gaming. I'm so glad I was talked out of buying a Switch 1. Switch 1 was actually pretty good. Didn't Genesis introduce an online feature that was basically, I don't think so. I don't think they had online back then with the Genesis. I thought that it was the Dreamcast that was the first one to do it. And my great aunt at the time had an SNES. When I was a kid, I played the hell out of it. There you go, man. I emulate Nintendo games, so I don't need to spend a lot of money. Just be careful there, Rosie. Chaos Brazil. By the way, Harmon is still mad that 803 won game, or sorry, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year instead of Tears of the Kingdom. I bet he is. Even if you're a completionist, you can't play that all that. Well, yeah, that's true. So how many games Harmon plays? I wonder if he buys every new Nintendo game that comes out, literally every new one. I won't give Nintendo my money. I buy their games on eBay secondhand or download. Well, just be careful there, Justin. Don't be saying that last part, man. Just be careful with that. My first console growing up was an OG NES and a Game Boy Pocket. I think I might have seen it. Sega Channel. Who's the Sega Channel? I don't think I'm one, Matthew Buckley.
True. So what you have to take into consideration instead is just...
No, we're not taking shit into consideration.
People are getting value out of their console, even if they don't necessarily buy and play every single game on the market.
Oh, I bet.
Resident Evil 4 never...
Oh, yeah. We got another one from good old Harmon. We got Resident Evil 4. We got back-to-back Harmon, guys. Because Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite ones.
It's old. I believe this is my first playthrough of the game since the remake came out, because I believe what happened last time is that I played through the game just before Resident Evil Remake released. I emphasized that the remake would not do well, that it would not eclipse the original, that no one would care about it or remember it. And yeah, I was 100% right.
Harmon, the remake was amazing. What are you talking about? I loved RE4 Remake. I loved the original, but the RE4 Remake was still a phenomenal game. I actually enjoyed it more, believe it or not.
Right with that.
Oh, look at who we got in the chat. We got the mommy gooner herself, Miss Hellfire. Thank you so much. Just dropping by to say hello and have a great stream, even if Harmon coping is part of it. Oh, yes. We all know how much you love your Harmon.
Not only has Resident Evil 4 aged spectacularly well, it has...
I agree, it has aged well.
Better than the remake, which no one remembers.
No, that's not true. Hell no, Harmon. Those tank controls were downright shitty. Are you kidding me?
About no one plays. This GameCube exclusive looks and plays better than the remake on other...
Hold on real quick. Was RE4... I know it was a time... I know that it at first came out, but I thought RE4 eventually came out to the PlayStation 2. Let me check here. Was RE4 on PS2? Yes! Resident Evil 4 released on the PlayStation 2 in 2005. Harmon, it was a timed exclusive. Do you know the difference between an exclusive and a timed exclusive? Just because it came out first doesn't make it an actual exclusive. At the time it does, but no, it was a timed exclusive. Say it with me, Harmon. Timed exclusive.
other consoles. It's kind of like the Conker's Bad Fur Day situation all over again, when Xbox bought Microsoft. When Microsoft bought Rareware, they remade Conker as Live and Reloaded for the Xbox. It's the exact same game with better graphics, and yet somehow it is worse. You know,
it's not worse. Probably what happened was it didn't sell, because the thing is, Microsoft's platform is generally shooting games. Those are most of the people that enjoy playing Xbox. They enjoy shooting games. Platform games like Banjo and Kazooie or Conker's Bad Fur Day. No one really wanted to play those games on the Xbox. Those types of games belong on Nintendo or even PlayStation. Okay, Xbox has always been that shooting type of genre with Halo, with Gears of War. When you look at the most beloved Xbox exclusives, it is those two mainly.
It's kind of remarkable how this consistently keeps happening, how Nintendo has this reputation for being this kiddie.
Oh, I agree, Power Man. I can't take them seriously anymore.
Their M-rated titles are consistently better than the competition. You know, Eternal Darkness was better than the entire Silent Hill franchise. The
I never
GameCube
played
era
Eternal
of
Darkness.
Resident Evil was the peak of that franchise, and Bayonetta far surpasses slap-like Devil May Cry. You know, there are endless examples of...
Sir, you will put some damn respect on Devil May Cry's name. How dare you, sir? Devil May Cry is it is absolutely an amazing series. You will put some respect on Dante's name.
This stuff. But I think to a certain extent, Resident Evil 4 is the most interesting case study. Because in this day and age, everyone's willing to acknowledge Resident Evil 4 as one of the all-time greats, the greatest action game, an innovator, this major milestone.
And Harmon, RE4 Remake has sold over 10.6 million units worldwide. That is a success. That is not a failure. You have no idea what you're talking about. Harmon, when you sit here and say these types of things, you really need to do this.
Show us some fucking facts, you idiot.
That's right, Joker. You tell him.
Stone for video games, that, you know, the peak of the Resident Evil franchise, this huge deal that is still highly influential and talked about today. And yet, nobody...
Of course, the original is great.
What console this thing first released on? The Nintendo GameCube. It was ported to other consoles later, but for a good long while...
There you go. That makes it non-exclusive, you idiots.
Of the game. And after that, the Wii version, the Wii release, was an improved version with all of the content that never has been surpassed. So, Resident
RE4 Remake surpasses it, Harmon, whether you want to admit it or not. Yes, they made some changes that were not so great, but they made changes that were amazing. The tank controls, those belong in the past. Those tank controls are terrible. Harmon, you are literally losing the plot right now.
Evil 4, alongside like the remake and like, you know, all of the ports, like the good Resident Evil games are all available on Nintendo GameCube, right? The GameCube is a Resident Evil powerhouse, the console you want if you want the best versions of all these games.
Those are lies, Harmon. You do not get the best versions of them. That is something you're going to have to understand.
And yet, for some inexplicable reason, everybody just kind of turns the other way and pretends that Resident Evil was always this major multi-plat franchise. Not
because it was. Just because they had timed exclusives doesn't make them exclusive. Still makes them multi-plat.
True. This was an exclusive and should have defined the GameCube as the winner of that console generation, because
the GameCube didn't win. The GameCube got their asses whooped by PS2.
This game is so much better than Halo, so much better than DMC or Silent Hill or whatever else slop that people were playing on.
Okay, I would agree it's better than Halo, but I'm not a Halo guy. Never have been. So I will agree with you right there. I do prefer Resident Evil over Silent Hill. I know that's a hot take. People can sue me. But Harmon, those other games are still great games. Those games are not terrible like you like to make it out to be.
On the PS2 at that time. Resident Evil 4 by itself pretty much eclipsed everything else that everyone else was doing on every other platform, and kind of defined what the PlayStation 360 generation would be, that they were all trying to do the same thing or evolve from it. You know, it's kind of crazy looking back at how stuff like Gears of War and Dead Space were pretty much just clearly knockoffs of this. Not as...
It doesn't matter. And I'm pretty certain Resident Evil was a knockoff of something else.
Good knockoffs, but nothing ever...
No, Matthew Buckley, nobody listens to Harmon. Are you kidding me? I think most of the views that he gets are nothing but from hate watchers, to be honest.
Really eclipsed the GameCube original Resident Evil 4. But did this release, this excellent, critically acclaimed, high-selling release, did it make the GameCube a household name? Did older adult gamers, appreciate the GameCube and Nintendo's involvement in this masterpiece? Did anybody realize that the GameCube was the console for everyone, not just kids? That it did have the best adult games? No. Everyone.
Because it didn't.
Made excuses, complained, tried to say that this game would have done better on other consoles, that it was a fluke, that it was a one-off, that Nintendo would never recapture this kind of thing again. And not only is that not true, it was downright embarrassing just how much people tried to deny the facts that the best third-person shooter on any video game platform that generation was a Nintendo exclusive.
It's not a Nintendo exclusive. I will agree. During that time, RE4 was probably the best one out of all of them. I actually do agree with you, but it's not a exclusive. It was a timed exclusive. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about, Harmon.
All the copes, all the seething, all just the downplaying and the ignoring of reality, all of it just failed to account for the fact that Nintendo won the GameCube era. Now, this is amazing.
They didn't win the GameCube era. They got their asses handed to them. PS2 literally sold almost 125 mil or over. No, 135 million units over what Nintendo sat here and sold. Harmon, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Major controversial statement because everyone loved to say the GameCube failed, but when you take into consideration how the Xbox performed, and when you take into consideration how the PS2 sales are fake and it was never as successful.
Harmon, you really need to
show us some fucking facts, you idiot.
Exactly. Where are the facts that they're fake? Huh? The PS2 is the greatest selling console of all time. You need to accept that. And when it comes to the Xbox, you do realize that I think the GameCube might have sold a little bit more. Let's see how much they sold. GameCube units sold. Oh, they only sold 21 million. You do understand that the Xbox, the very first one, and how long was the Xbox around for? Xbox first generation lifespan. Yeah, the Xbox was only around for 4 years, Harmon, and it still sold more than what the GameCube sold. So they got its ass whooped by the Xbox and the PlayStation. Harmon, you are an idiot.
As it was made out to be. What you come away with is that the only people who were upset with Nintendo during that generation were aging kids from the 80s. People who were upset about Nintendo making games for kids. They were making excuses. They were crying about games like Wind Waker existing. Mario isn't cool and badass anymore.
Well, because Mario really wasn't. I mean, Mario never kind of was, if we're being honest here, Harmon. But when it comes to Wind Waker, the art style isn't for everybody. I've seen the art style. That is not my cup of tea.
Everyone just kind of does this thing where they just fail to accept that the stuff they grew up with, Nintendo, continued to make products that they always have. They were upset at Nintendo for not growing up with them. And that seething continued up until the Wii U era, where it kind of reached its apex and then just kind of fell apart.
No, Harmon. The reason why that Nintendo was losing, they lost the third-party support. The third-party people wanted to play those third-party games, Harmon. Yes, there were some amazing exclusives on the N64. There were some good ones on the GameCube, but it wasn't enough. And then when it came to the Wii, the Wii powerhouse was terrible. The power and the hardware behind the Wii was horrible. That's why you got these terrible ports from third parties on there. And the Wii U, it failed because we all thought it was more of an accessory than an actual console.
As these people started having kids, and then they started appreciating the value of Nintendo. The hate
no one
Nintendo,
appreciates that.
For them. Resident Evil 4 proves that even when Nintendo puts out a critically acclaimed exclusive M-rated title on their console, this huge, amazing thing, even when this happens, even in this hypothetical scenario, the community rejected it because they did not want to admit the GameCube was better than the other consoles. They did not want to admit
wasn't.
Nintendo.
They didn't reject shit, Harmon. You do understand that the GameCube people didn't want because it didn't have that third-party support. They chose those terrible UMD discs for it. When everybody was doing the DVDs, that's what they chose. Harmon, You are being an idiot here. And let's see. I want to see how much.
Part of what made Resident Evil 4 what it was.
How
They did not want to
many
admit that the
copies?
GameCube
Here. How many copies did RE4 sell on the GameCube? Let's take a look here. No wonder they didn't keep it as an exclusive. It only sold 1.6 million units, Harmon. Let's see how many it sold on the PS2, shall we? I hope it's just more just to shut him up. The PlayStation 2 Resident Evil 4 sold 2.3 million units, Harmon. It outsold the GameCube, and the GameCube was the exclusive. No wonder. How can you sit here and say the GameCube was better then?
ran the game better than the eventual inferior PlayStation 2 port. Like,
absolutely
they
not.
Bent over backwards and made excuses downplaying what Capcom accomplished on this title. You know, a title that proves
Harmon, it's a great title, but guess what? It still got its ass whooped to the PS2 version. Oh, look who's in the chat. We got Switch Addiction. Good morning, everyone. Switch Addiction. Did you stay away from that hurricane, man? You better not ran head first in that hurricane now.
Cube was better than the PS2 because nothing on the PS2 even came close to this. In short, the commonly held cope that Nintendo doesn't make games for adults or that their games aren't popular enough or games that don't appeal to me, like none of that is true because there were...
Harmon, of course it's true. Not everybody likes Nintendo games. And for a while, they were making a lot of the same stuff. I got back into it with the Switch. A lot had to do, well, I was always into Pokemon, but oh, Switch Addiction, really? Man, you got a death wish there, man. Shame on you. Shame him. We are going to call today, or we're going to Cali today. Oh, okay, so you didn't go. Good. You did not go. Oh, wait. No, now you're going to California. Well, there you go.
There are plenty of games like RE4 coming out on the GameCube in that era. Eternal Darkness and Geese are two such examples. But the community like completely ignored these games, completely wrote them off, like bent over backwards to create this fan fiction that GameCube wasn't as good as the PS2, and then they sat and watched as
it wasn't.
Games like Super Smash Bros. Melee, Luigi's Mansion, Pikmin became these all-time classics, while the PS2's launch title, games like Devil May Cry, games like Ace Combat 4, they went on to be completely forgotten.
No one forgets Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is a very beloved series. Those are classics. What the hell are you talking about?
Like those games were simply.
How about the Final Fantasy games? We know you didn't get those. You didn't get Final Fantasy 10. You didn't get 10-2. You didn't get that terrible 12. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much, Jacob Novik. Wow. You did not. I appreciate it so much. Do Harmon really technically think the Resident Evil 9 on the Switch 2 will be better because it will cost $10 less than the Xbox and PS5, even though it has worse graphics and no achievement nor trophies? He probably does. He will probably ignore it. I still thank you so much, man, for that $100 super chat. Well, I need to set up my super. I'm sorry that it's not showing up on the screen. I need to set it here. I think I can set it up now. Let me see here. Let me take a quick second here. Let's go to source. Where do we go to? The widgets, alert box. Yep, there we go. Or wait, hold on. Nope. Why is it image? Where's my alert box? Could have sworn here. You got it chatting. Sources. Alert box. Alert box. Add source. There we go. We got the alert box on. I'm so sorry, man. I wish that I would have had it active. It didn't. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much, man, for setting that. I appreciate it. Oh, I lost the thing. Where's it at? Browser. We got to go to interact.
Not on the level of what Nintendo was producing at that time. And that becomes more and more apparent every year as more and more people discover the GameCube.
Harmon, you had Sly Cooper. You had Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank. Oh, look who we got in the chat. We got Desire. How's it going, man? Good morning. Hope you're enjoying your coffee. Oh, wow. I just got another one for Jacob. No, oh, man. Thank you so much. $20 super chat, man. It's a value per dollar. By the way, $100 Swedish SEK is 10. Hey, I will still take it. Okay, I get it now, but still $10, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Discover its games, discover what it actually contributed to gaming. And it just raises this very interesting question. Like, how exactly did the GameCube get the reputation it...
What? Let me guess, Desire, you drink energy drinks, don't you? Please don't tell me you drink energy. You know how bad those are for your health, man? Come on. You're only going to be around once, man. You got to take better care of yourself.
got by having games like RE4 exclusive to it? And the answer is, people made up their minds about the game.
That's a good one, Chaos Brazil. Salutations and greeting, everyone. It is I can't pronounce that last part, but that's a good one.
GameCube before the console even came out. The narrative was that PlayStation 2 was going to be the cool, mature platform for serious gamers, and not only did that idea never manifest.
Nope, energy drinks are nasty. There you go. Well, we're going to skip Harmon. Let's see what my next one is, because I think, nope, we are going, where is it? While Desire is here, I already had it set up that I am going to react to Desire's video. Where is Desire? Okay, there it is. Where is it? There we go. We are going to watch Desires.
Salutations and greetings, everyone. It is I, Desire, and today we're gonna be doing an Angry Rant video. Salt content will be tomorrow. And before we get into the actual Angry Rant, I just want to say thank you for helping me get to 1.
Oh yeah, we saw it. We saw it.
88K subscribers. But anywho's
There you go. Good job, Desire.
What a lovely day!
So how we're gonna first start this off is we're gonna talk about how Ubisoft is ruining Assassin's Creed Black Flag with the remake because, they're gonna make it to where Black Flag will no longer be able to play it. So now you have to play the remake. And the remake, yes, while it removes the...
Wait, oh man, they are literally taking down the original Black Flag. Well, I hope you guys have your discs, because they can't take that away. It's on the disc.
Modern day era, which nobody gave a shit about outside of Desmond Miles. It fucking becomes more RPG style like the new ones. It has a loot and gear systems.
Oh, come on.
RPG style combat instead of the choreographed combat from the original that I fucking
Are you
love.
being serious? Are you being serious, Desire? They're really adding all that crap? Oh, hell no. Oh, I bet you do. I'm already starting to get heated. I love Black Flag.
The only thing it has that is worth a damn is the fact that there is no loading screen when moving between ship and land. How in the fuck is it 2025?
I will say, Desire, that is a very good thing to have. Those loading screens were terrible, if I remember correctly.
You're touching straight up the best Assassin's Creed ever, and you're ruining it this bad. Every single thing
It's Ubisoft.
outside of the loading screen between ship and land is fucking stupid. How the fuck do you do that? And now people that are going to try to play the game originally, they're going to be like, well, this is not what I was told. This game is pretty bad. No shit, they ruined it.
It's Ubisoft. I mean, are we surprised though? It's Ubisoft after all. They always do this. And it does suck. How can you Ubisoft? This is literally one of the most beloved. Now, I will sit here and say I am a huge Assassin's Creed 2 fan. I am an Ezio man over, I forgot what Edward. There you go. I am more of an Ezio guy than I am Edward. But I do love Black Flag nonetheless. But I still have to say Assassin's Creed 2 is peak when it comes to Assassin's Creed.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
And look at this.
It did?
This great thing, this great news I had to wake up to. EA is reportedly close to a $50 billion deal to go private. The group of investors includes Silver Lake
Oh, I
and Saudi
bet there,
Arabia's
Desire.
Public Investment Fund via the Wall Street Journal.
Here we
Well,
go.
I'm saying thank you for reporting this. I hate it. And here's why. Because, see, WWE is being funded by Saudi, and we lost WrestleMania, which is fucking insane. They have the
That is
Crown
insane.
Jewel, they have the fucking Perth, all this other
Crown
nonsense.
Jewel is trash.
Why the fuck is this happening? I know why. It's
Well, for being honest, Desire, wrestling got ruined like over a decade ago. If we're going to be honest here. Long before Saudi took over. They just made it worse.
a lot of money. But if you think they're going to throw a lot of money at it without getting money back, you're insane. So guess what they're most likely going to do, everybody? They're going to raise microtransactions.
That's a lot of money.
More right microtransactions, or make games go from $70 to $80. And you know how I feel about that? I don't like it.
Oh, neither do I. I keep EA, you better not do it. We will blast your ass.
Dead. Yep, he's dead.
Now let's get into the next news. New PlayStation Rewards program is here, but there's a catch. What the fuck is it? What kind of catch, you may ask? Oh, just the catch that might end up causing achievements to actually cost money. Well, I fully understand.
Oh, hell no. They're going to do trophies where they're going to cost money? Oh, I never thought EA could go any lower. They're literally going to go that low. Oh, there better be pushback for that crap.
That it is just for you to be able to purchase after you earn it currently, and it's not like you're paying to have these achievements. How much you want to bet they're eventually going to have that? How much you want to bet? And you have idiots like the person who wrote this article trying to say, oh, well, it's not available. Where?
Desire, we can't be giving them ideas. We can't help out EA here. But they better not be doing no PlayStation Rewards program. Fuck that BS.
That's a wop wop. Shut the fuck up. You have no idea the shit I've seen.
Oh, Sony better not.
What goes from horse armor to what we're getting now, where games solely make their money off of
Hey, horse armor is iconic, but it was bullshit.
microtransactions and nickel and diming every single
I
person,
agree, King
even
Paco.
if it's an actual full-fledged game. This is ridiculous. Why? Could it have been a cool concept? Yes, but what will it lead to? It'll lead to fucking achievements being paid for, which is dumb.
Oh, okay, Desire. Yeah, it will. They better not be paying for that shit.
Valve is trying to get around the loot box thing by now offering $1,000 for skins and...
Wait, Valve, like Steam, right? Valve and Steam are the same thing, correct? Are we talking about Steam wants to sit here and get around and do microtransaction now? Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, you know what? Player Essence keeps saying, hey, where's all the criticism towards Valve? There you go. There's criticism right there for you.
Boxes! $1,000! I can't stand how all these companies are nickel and diming you. I can't stand it. Even Valve, that's behind
ridiculous.
Steam, the ones that have been
you just
saying
said
have
it.
been the most consumer friendly, is fucking...
How in 1 year, Desire, we went from Microsoft being the most friendly consumer and Steam being the most friendly consumer. Now they're literally Microsoft is becoming the most egregious with their price points. And now Steam wants to sit here and do this crap. What world are we living in now?
Over its users. What the fuck is going on? All this because
I
they
have
want to
no
get
idea.
around how some countries have banned their loot box systems because they should, because it was gambling and it was terrible.
All countries
But
should
now
ban them.
You can spend $1,000 to fuck yourself. This is so fucking stupid. Why
It
is
is,
every
Desire.
company is fucking up this week? Why the fuck can I just not get 1 week where you guys don't say absolute nonsense? Why?
Well, because if we do, we would have to listen to Harmon more if you think about it, Desire, and Reforge. But when they do stupid stuff, it gives us a break from Harmon and Reforge.
But don't worry, everyone. I saved easily the worst for last. I just want to
Oh,
state this.
how can this
The
get any
Xbox
worse?
ROG Ally X is $1,000. And did you think people were smart enough to not buy it? Fuck no. The motherfucking piece of shit sold out. Bruh.
I will say that is ridiculous that it's sold out, but we don't know the exact numbers. They could have only had 100 units made and that would still sell out here. So I doubt that it sold out like the Switch 2 sold out per se, but that is too goddamn much. The thing is, Desire, a bunch of the Nintendo people are acting like we're actually defending this crap here. None of us are defending this damn overpriced crap.
How the fuck is this okay? How is $1,000 for a handheld okay?
It's not okay.
Who the fuck is this for? Why are people defending it? Why are people saying it's all right? What is all right about $1,000?
There's nothing all right.
Nobody knows that it's only sold out on certain things. It's sold out on ROG's website. It's sold out on Xbox's website. It's sold out.
Oh, they better not have sold out 2 million. That's more than what. It's not more than what the Steam Deck has sold, for crying out loud. How the hell? 2 million? They sold 2 million damn units? Oh, hell no. I could never spend that much for a handheld. I agree, Switch Addiction. That is ridiculous. My damn gaming laptop costs $1,000 and is better than that damn handheld.
Everywhere. What the fuck is going on? Oh
my God, the world's coming to an end.
Gordon is coming here to save the day, right? Aren't you, Jez? Jez?
Really?
Jez, please.
Oh, God.
Shadowing.
I want to do the fucking Mighty Mouse theme song, but don't want to get copyrighted. So
Yeah, please
let's
don't
go
get
ahead and
copyrighted,
read this
Desire.
comment, shall we? I don't think the Xbox Ally is too expensive, with the guy standing.
Of course you
Let me see your
don't.
war face. Sir, you got a war face?
How much you want to bet that person's parents probably bought them that damn thing? And of course they wouldn't think it was too damn expensive.
Ah, that's a war face. Now let me see your war face.
Are you fucking insane? How the
Yes,
fuck
they are.
Are you this dumb? Who the fuck?
Their parents are probably buying it.
Didn't he disrespect the PS5 Pro's price? Now he's saying that this is okay? What the fuck
Wait.
is okay?
Okay, so this is just an Xbox fanboy. This is an Xbox. If they're saying that the PS5 was overpriced, the PS5 Pro, but an Xbox handheld thing is perfectly acceptable at $1,000, oh, they're not even a PC person. They're a straight out Xbox is what they are. There's going to be a few outliers. They're idiots nonetheless.
None of it. Neither is okay. This especially, $1,000. It doesn't even have an OLED screen or an OLED screen or OLED. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't even have an OLED screen. Why the fuck
What?
is it $1,000? Somebody tell me, because
It doesn't even have an OLED? For $1,000, it better have an OLED.
What do you think? That's the only Xbox fanboy I got for you?
None of us are gonna buy this
I
shit.
also got Jack.
So I think comparatively.
Oh, I
the
can
price
believe it,
tag
Desire.
isn't too bad when you look
I-
at what it offers.
Oh. Now, why would you say something like that?
It offers
'Cause they're
a
idiots.
lower resolution than the Steam Deck that is $550. What
Jesus
the fuck does
Christ.
it offer? Nothing. It offers a worse performance. And guess
I'm
what?
glad that you're happy with
But
the Steam
it has
Deck.
the possibility of bit of flames, but it's still gonna have ghosting.
And?
So what's the point? $450 for what? That is my question. You are such.
Oh, this is way more than a cash grab, Power Mad. No. Those amiibos at $50, that's a cash grab. $70 bundle for Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, that's a cash grab. No, this is way beyond a cash grab, Power Mad. This is ridiculous. It does not, so it has ghosting. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That I might actually experience the ghosting on that one.
A fucking idiot! Oh my god! How the fuck can you be this damn stupid?
I know you have someone like Jason Schreier who's like, I can get my Steam games and my Steam Deck runs perfectly. Yeah, that's cool, but as soon as you try and do something outside of the Steam ecosystem, it sucks.
Pardon me, but that's bullshit.
What the fuck are you talking
Really?
about? The entire
What?
point of it was so that it didn't just have to run Steam, and it runs it fucking phenomenally. You can.
So how does a Steam Deck run everything else, and that's for Steam, but it can run everything else, but the ROG Ally that's supposed to be for everything else only wants to run Steam? Jesus Christ, make that make sense.
Run every single thing that's on Game Pass that is Play Anywhere on it, and it runs it very fucking well. Hell, I can emulate games better than the
Exactly.
fucking Switch can run regularly. What are you talking about?
That's
you are
funny.
so fucking far gone. It is ridiculous. What did Xbox come over
Exactly.
and brand you? And you're like, oh, thank you, Xbox. Please burn me some more. Like, come on.
Oh,
man.
they
Time
were
to be
looking up as
pro-consumer,
Phil
not
Spencer.
pro-corporations. This shit is ridiculous. You look
This
fucking
is far
retarded.
beyond
You make Harvey
pro-corporation.
Smith look intelligent, and that says something. How
That
are you this
does.
dumb?
Well, this is about as much fun as eating a light bulb.
It has now come to that time of the video of which you all.
There you go, Desire. I watched your video. I enjoyed it. Now we are going to get into one of the channel's favorite. We are getting into none other than Glazer
I
Essence.
think, yeah. Listen, man, I ain't trying to talk about. I mean, I'd probably say it to his face too. But yeah, that's Switch 2, which I did. I said I made jokes with those Switch 2.
He's talking about Mudahar.
You talked about how terrible it was, telling people how trash I'm not gonna get that, and then you bought it day one. I was in the neighborhood, bro. You wanted one. Stop the cat.
Those were very select few people, but you love to paint us all like that when we weren't even like that. Just because Mudahar went out and said, do not buy it, he wasn't going to buy it, then turned around and did it, doesn't mean nothing. I stood by what I said. I said I was going to get a pre-owned, which I did. I just released another one. Oh, I'll watch it later, Desire. I will watch it later.
You wanted one, but you gotta. These PC people are so Gaben, bending over for Gaben 24/7. They can't be pressed to say something positive or say something nice about Nintendo in today's day.
What are you talking about? Desire loves PC. I'm going to use you as an example because you're right in the chat, Desire. But Desire loves Nintendo or loves PC, and he said something positive about Nintendo. Just because if they prefer PC doesn't mean they can't say something positive about Nintendo. Gara enjoys Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, Alex enjoys some of Nintendo stuff too. There are plenty of people that love PC that will say something good about Nintendo. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Without fear of losing their crazy Gaben audience, their PC audience. But that's what everyone's
They're
afraid.
not going to lose
Everyone's
it. I got plenty of people in my chat that like PC. I enjoy PC. I enjoy my PS5. I even enjoy my Switch 2. When I go to the bathroom and I have to do something, I definitely prefer my Switch 2. I got no problem to admit that. I bet anybody would prefer that.
to criticize. Everyone's afraid to say Gaben is greedy too with his 11. Nobody even mentions his net worth. It doesn't even come up.
Because it doesn't matter. Just because he makes all that money. But he doesn't rip us off like everybody else does. We get good deals on Steam. And when it comes down to it, Steam doesn't determine what the price of the games are going to be on Steam. Are you kidding me? Steam is nothing more than a storefront. Angry Vigilante, show your face. You do a debate on on Be a Man. I've already done a debate with Player Essence. What are you talking about, Davis? Me and Player Essence have already debated. Player Essence doesn't want to debate me again. He's too scared. He runs from me more than what Floyd Mayweather ran from fighters back in the day. Look who it is. We got Blast. How are we doing? Oh, they're doing great. How you doing, man?
Oh, you don't even come up. You talk.
And no, Davis, I'm not showing my damn face. A vigilante has to protect their identity. Have you never read a comic book, or have you never watched a Marvel movie, for crying out loud?
Well, I agree. Other people are no problem. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. Ain't nobody mentioned that. How do you get $11 billion? What you mean?
It doesn't matter. When you know what? When Steam does something that's anti-consumer, then we will complain. And we literally just watched a video. Now I know that you did this rant before he did the video, but he's talking about that Steam is trying to get around the loot box bullshit. Angry Vigilante, my brother is not scared. Oh, now I remember you, Davis. You were the one that threatened to sit here and sue me. And no, you are not his brother. I've seen you message Player Essence. You ain't his brother. You're full of shit. Just because you think you guys are brothers doesn't mean shit. Okay. And yes, he is scared. And I'm not going to show it doesn't matter if he shows his face, but maybe he should sit here and hide his face. At least that way we don't got to stare at that big ass forehead of his anymore.
You got to be greedy to get that much money. You guys understand how much money that is?
Doesn't matter. You're literally losing the plot.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 million. You gotta be greedy. So he's never put into that because you get Steam sales every now and then. Like, so I got a lot of these people.
Exactly. We get very good sales. Even you acknowledge that. Player Essence, you were literally losing the plot. Okay. You're sitting here complaining that he's making money, but what it is you don't like criticism of your piece of plastic. That's all it is.
People they're too scared because their audience is gonna go nuts.
Oh, PlayStation Gamer. The one time when I was reacting, it was one of my first live streams. That Davis guy popped into the chat. At least I'm assuming it's him, but I'm pretty certain he was on a different channel or a different YouTube. He was on a sock account or something. And he threatened to sue me because I was criticizing Player Essence. He didn't really sit there and see why. He ain't nothing but a troll.
You say anything, even on Twitter, say it on Twitter, see what people do. They'll sit there and say, no, they'll try to reverse it on you. You're not allowed to say that.
No, they don't try to reverse it on you. It's called common sense. If you would like, Player Essence, if you would like, here, you can get with my secretary. We will schedule a plan for you. And I know you need it. Don't trust me. You had to sell your Steam Deck just to afford a Switch 2. I'll put you on a payment plan. We can do it layaway, and I will teach you some common sense if you would like.
Yeah, so I think that's really what he was appeasing to those people, you know, to those people that it's always everybody else negative. Gaming and PC is the greatest things to slice bread, you know? So,
I mean, Nintendo is negative, and Steam is an amazing storefront. That's all Steam is. But when has Steam done something? The thing is, you love going on and on and on. Why don't you produce some facts about Steam here?
Show us some fucking facts, you idiot.
Exactly, Desire, what'd you say? Mom, I must defend my player. Exactly. You fell for my trap. So you do be stuck in here, be washing. That's weird. What the hell are you talking about? Davis, you need to send back another message. It made absolutely no fucking sense.
Do I think that it's bad? Like, people say, oh, you're just hating now. I'm like, no, I ain't just hating. I just don't give a crap about PC people before.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to get the PC people upset. Like, I saw what I happened like with my video, with
Exactly, Blast. I'm not okay. I didn't know if it was me, but that comment that he just left made absolutely no damn sense.
When I sold my Steam Deck and software, I'm like, no, I don't care. Come to the stream. I'll just ban you if you're gonna come here and act all weird.
You just said you don't care. You just sat here and said, come to the stream. And now you're gonna, what's the point? Literally, what are you, Player Essence? What? This is why you get so much hate. You sit here and challenge people to come talk with you, have discourse, and then you ban their asses. You know, Davis is being annoying. I know he's from your damn community, but you don't see me banning him. And that's just because he's not spamming the chat. I don't care. He can say what he wants to say. You know, as long as he follows the rules, doesn't sit here and attack people, doesn't sit here and be violent, and he doesn't spam my chat, I don't care.
Goofy. I don't care if you bend over for gaming. And I don't care. I'll say whatever I feel like,
No one bends over for gaming. Okay, you're the one that bends over. You bend over for Daddy Nintendo. We all know you're sad that Daddy Bowser is going away. You're gonna have to practice those Gok 3000 skills on someone else now.
Because everyone always be attacking Sony, attacking Nintendo fans, attacking Xbox.
Exactly,
PC
Blast.
all the time, and act like PC some type of agnostic platform where nobody's making money or nobody's greedy. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. You know?
How's it a lie?
From a company, Valve, that doesn't make anything, or barely makes anything. Barely have any 400 employees, 500 employees.
Really? So he loves to complain that Steam doesn't make games. Steam is a storefront. I understand they made games in the past, but Steam is a storefront. That's like going to Walmart complaining that they don't make any games. Angry Vigilante Show. I had a PS5, a gaming computer, and a Nintendo Switch. There you go, man. There's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what I got, actually.
They're private, you know. So I just got tired of it, man. I'm like, I ain't gonna take this from you weirdos, bro.
Yeah, you will.
So that's why I got a little bit more like saying stuff, because I'm like, before I used to.
Of course you can, Gaming with Hope. Can I get a hairline joke? Okay, you guys ready? You know, he loves to say that he has homies behind him. Player Essence, you got no one behind you. But one day, the only thing that will be behind you is that damn hairline. How was that one?
Hold my tongue. I knew this about gaming beforehand, but I never said anything. You know, but now at this point, it's like, I don't care. Like, you're gonna say something like, oh, you're supporting like this one. I'm like, man, you support a billionaire too. You're no different than me. People, these pieces get to
We are different than you. And I'm not even a PC person exactly. I do enjoy it, but I'm a multi-platform. But they are different. They're not sitting here giving $80 for a game like you love to do. You know, you literally said that the Galaxy bundle is not worth the price, but you still pre-ordered it.
They're better than you. They have up a moral crusade for gaming. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a peasant just like all of us, okay? Because the real non-peasants are gaming and these executives. They're the ones that are making all the money. We're the consumer. So
no, you ain't a consumer. You are a content creator. You love to spread Nintendo propaganda. There's a difference.
You ain't no better than anybody else because you think PC is the greatest thing ever. No, I'm done doing all that.
PC is great. PlayStation's great. Nintendo, well, used to be great. Okay, guess what? You just need to, all this comes down to is you don't like people talking negative about your piece of plastic.
I ain't playing into that no more. I saw people on Twitter press me about it too.
Yes, you are.
Man, I don't care. That's why, listen, the sales numbers.
Yes, you do. You do care. That's why you're going on this long ass tangent rant. Okay, let's get into some comments. Only time I have to ban people if they really exactly. You know, yeah. You know, I don't ban if they spam the chat, you give them a warning, and then if they continue to do it, then we ban them, just like we did with that one guy because he wouldn't listen. I wouldn't be mad if they made a Portal 3. I bet, you know, hey, a lot of people say they want a new Portal. Deadlocks they are making right now. There you go. So they are making a game. See, Player S doesn't even know what he's talking about. We need to learn how Tech Davis had to form a proper set. I don't even know who Tech Davis is. Deadlock idiot. Yep. I think that is something these fanboys have a hard time. They do. LOL. I have a PS5, Switch, and a Switch Pro or two. There you go. Mario. I don't pre-order games like yeah, I know. I don't pre-order them anyways. I rent them on Gameplay. Got that Xenoblade background off of there because you don't deserve. Exactly. How dare he disrespect Xenoblade like that?
I don't even care like that. Whatever. It sells what it sells. That's why I make fun of him for the sales numbers. That's why I make fun of him with the sales numbers. Like, yeah, that's why nobody buys that crap. Do I care? I don't care. That's why I say it, because it pisses
Of course you do, because you love console warring.
them off. It pisses them off.
You just literally said, I don't care, but then you were like, oh, but do I care? Yeah, hell yeah, piss them. See, you expose yourself. You make our job so damn easy.
It pisses them off, so that's why I say, that's why I bring it up all the time. Because you know good and well, it was those same people that were saying that about the Wii U. You know good and well it was. You know good and well it was. Yeah, well, you are shit, so that's why it matters to you. I'm like, hey, you're stupid. That's why you don't understand why it's important.
That's why you constantly keep doing console warring. That's how stupid you are. Sorry, I had to read what Davis was saying. Angry Vigil Anti, upward the game. Want my money? I'll work the game with my money. My guy, if you speak English, you really need to learn how to type. and make coherent sentences. And if this is a translation thing because you don't speak English very well, I'm not making fun of you, but you need to sit here and type it up better or something, because I don't understand what you're trying to say, man.
Trust me, if the Switch 2 was
Angry Vigilante, be Amir, say to, I think you're trying to say a man, say to him, you are another debate, I will suck it. He won't debate me, he'll just run away like he always does. Geez, noob, thank you so much for being a member. Yo, AG, this Gazer noob, please stop pronouncing it. Oh, I'm sorry, geezer noob. Okay, I will, man, but I've already made today and tomorrow's video, so I'm so sorry. It's going to get pronounced like that. I will say geezer noob. I am so sorry, man. My bad.
Selling like Dookie, they be bringing it up. Hell, you got people that hate the Switch 2 down there saying that it's not selling it, even though that it is, literally lying to their face. So you know good and well if it was actually public that it was flopping, these people would be, these PC gamers, these gaming worshippers would be all over it. Talk about how trash it is, talk about how much better the Steam Deck is and all that, man.
So it seems right on course.
Well, one day the Steam Deck might be better than the Switch 2, or probably already is in some other ways. Now, Player Essence was on the Spawncast, so he had to sit here and say some stuff about us pretty much. Why does sales numbers matter? Tell me. Why does how much the console sells matter? It doesn't affect us. Xbox is the lowest seller yet. They are the most pro-consumer. I mean, I don't know if they're the most pro-consumer anymore there, Blast, on that one. Angry Vigilante. So I got a question. So am I a favorite boy? I have no idea what you're referring to, and I am afraid to answer that question because that might go the wrong damn way. Oh my God, this person clearly don't speak. I know, that's what I'm wondering. That's why I'm not answering his questions, man, because I'm afraid now it might get taken the wrong way.
First, what I think the expectation was, but man, that price sticker hit hard. People are going back and forth.
Exactly, Desire.
People are trying to figure out if it's an Xbox or not.
It is an Xbox, technically.
Everything Xbox, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of conversation is that?
Where is the drop the price? Where are all the videos complaining about the price?
Literally, Desire just literally had a meltdown on his video. Now, you did this live stream beforehand, but many of us before you even did this live stream have already said that is ridiculous. Even back when it was rumored to come out of those prices, we said it was fucking ridiculous. What are you talking about? Jeezer noob, good deal, bro. I let you continue to combat the trolls. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You need an ocean of people interested in it in the first place to start.
No,
exactly.
This is like.
Of course you don't want to hear it, but I don't know how to pronounce the other guy's name, but with that smashing beard of his. Yes, what you want, Player Essence, is you want just as much of us to sit here and like how we did videos on Nintendo being overpriced and drop the price. You want us to do the exact same amount. Guess what? There's not a wall of fanboys defending this crap like there is with Nintendo.
Like 50
Sorry, I was
people who
reading
saw
something.
that and went, I guess I'll buy a different thing and then moved on.
Well, it did sell out though.
No,
all 50 of them, yeah.
Because when Microsoft raised the price of games, you had big multi-million content creators saying, "Bro, Nintendo got this, Mario Kart, and then got this." And then when Microsoft reversed that, they all of a sudden didn't want to talk about Xbox no.
What was there a reason to talk about Xbox? We pushed back. We got them to drop the price. They dropped the price. What, did you want us to still complain that you want us to complain that they dropped the price or something? No, that's not how that works, you fucking idiot.
No more. It didn't become viable. No. Where are the? Don't give me that. Nobody cares. They care when it's convenient for them.
That's not true. We did care. We made videos. We sat here and left comments about that crap. We were saying long before it even was announced what the price point was that it was too damn high. So what are you talking about? What, just because we didn't sit here and say drop the price in those exact words?
Them to make money. Let's just
to get viewership too, yeah.
Let's just stop the cap. Can we cut through the cap tonight, please?
There is no cap. What you're doing is you're trying to blow this up bigger than what it really is. You just don't like that your piece of plastic is getting criticized.
Let's cut through the bullshit. Where are all the drop the price videos? Ain't nobody making shit.
Need another Xbox screen to see it happen.
Maybe you need to figure out how to use YouTube better and you can see them all.
Let's be consistent.
Phil Spencer hanging out in the chair.
Oh, you want to talk about consistency? Where were your videos about 200 people getting laid off at Nintendo? You love to talk about PlayStation. You love to talk about Microsoft, how they sat here and laid people off. But when it came to Nintendo, you were quiet as a church mouse. I even blasted your ass on export. I said, where are the videos? Let's be consistent here. And you ran away and hid. Like I keep saying, you duck facts more than Floyd Mayweather dodged fighters back in the day. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time.
Show you all the prices.
Let's be consistent. I made drop the price videos. I made Xbox with the $80 stuff and all that. Let's be consistent. That's all I'm asking for is for consistency, not.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah, you sat here and said that it wasn't worth it. And then you hid behind the fact that you got in a bundle, which we all knew that you would have bought that game at full price if they didn't have the bundle. But then you sat here and said, oh, the Galaxy bundle is too high, it's too expensive. Then you, oh, thank you so much. I'll read your thing in a second. Just let me finish this rant for a quick second. But then you sat here and pre-ordered the damn Galaxy bundle. You claim it's not worth it. It's overpriced. So we know you're full of shit. And now we got it with Alyssa Wallace. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I appreciate it so much. PC gamers only point out the bad graphics, but higher prices when we have on consoles. They don't hate on us. They exactly. Geezer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. You are damn right. Okay, you're talking about to blast. Okay.
When you feel like it, when it's convenient.
I don't think you probably won't get that on social
Otherwise,
media.
it's going to keep happening.
We are calling it out. I'm like you. Our track records actually speak for themselves, Player Essence. We're not shady like you are. We're not disingenuous and full of shit.
Well, we have. The Xbox Series X is $650. So the ROG Xbox Ally is $600.
$1,000 consoles.
I feel like we're.
No one's defending the $1,000 consoles, you damn idiot. Literally, I've said it many times. Poor Desire literally had a meltdown. I think he almost had an aneurysm from how expensive that damn thing was.
That's what they're trying to do.
It kind of feels like we're trying to do that, right?
What are you cussing? Are you talking about why am I cussing? Because I can. Your supposed brother Player Essence loves to cuss.
Drop the price though. We should all be doing that.
The pricing thing keeps coming up because these prices keep going up.
Davis, you got to speak English, my guy. I don't want to be rude, but you just said, no, you didn't like eating me. No, that doesn't make no sense, man. We don't understand what you're trying to say.
And then we see the Lenovo Legion Go 2. That's a $1,100 system. There's like the 1 terabyte. The nice one's like $1,350.
And no one's defending that one. No one's defending the Legion Go either. No one's defending an $1,100 to $1,500 thing either, you damn idiot.
GPD went 5, I think. There's like $2,000 plus, and the battery's on the outside of it.
Yes, I agree with Blast. This is an 18 plus stream. If you're a minor, this is not meant for you. You need to get off right now. Okay. This is not meant for children. This is definitely an 18 plus stream. Thank you, Blast, for having that one there.
So these PC gaming handhelds are already out in left field. And I was kind of the one that I figured that
exactly.
Xbox Ally X was going to be expensive no matter what, as we were thinking 900 to 1,000. The one I was really hoping they would have been able to do a bit.
Okay, Davis, you say you don't care about that, but the problem is we don't understand your comment. You need you need to type better or something, man. To be a shell. Show my dad how a Switch 2 and he don't play it anymore because there are no games to play. Oh, I bet I've been tackling my backlog, so I got some games, but I've also been playing on the PS5. I'm just waiting for the Sonic Racing game to come in the mail. I know, right?
Bit better with was that ROG Xbox Ally. I was really hoping for $499 on that thing, because then it would have been right next to a Steam Deck of comparable storage size and stuff, and it would have come in cheaper than the Xbox Series X by a fair amount. So that's the unfortunate part. But as Sean mentioned, Evan, it's selling out. It's selling out. And
yeah, but what are the numbers of the sellout? I need to see.
How many?
Exactly. Well, if you're okay, I'm on the West Coast. So Dustin, I don't think school has started just yet. So, but still, yes, if you're a minor, get your ass in school. You better stay in school and study some damn books.
Yeah, how many were stocked? That's the question. I did notice on eBay it was like $2,000 for one, $2,500 for one.
This whole
that is ridiculous. They are literally scalping them for $2,500, and it ain't worth that damn much. It's not even worth $1,000. They're scalping them for $25. Fuck! Oh my god, I'm about to lose it.
They don't, guys. How many did they have? Like, if you have 17 units and you sell out, then that doesn't really mean much.
The Best Buy near me, I checked.
Well, supposedly it's supposed to be 2 million units, and I swear if they sold out 2 million units, that's fucking ridiculous. And literally, if they sold 2 million units, that has to be Xbox right there. That has to be the Xbox fanboys that want to play the PlayStation games or something.
When everyone was talking.
Angry Vigilante, I bought the game and I do not care. It's my money. Congratulations, Davis. Do you think that I just make fun of people who go out and buy the game? You do understand, Davis, that there's a difference between you and Player Essence. Player Essence is a influencer. He has influence over people. You do not. So if you sit here and say that the game is not worth it, but then go and buy it anyways, you're not really causing harm to people. Player Essence, on the other hand, he has a very large following. He has over 100,000 subscribers on his channel alone. So his word holds more weight than yours does. That's where the difference lies, or that's where the difference comes into play.
Talking about this, it's still in stock this morning. I mean, I can check again.
Well, wasn't it like, didn't it like sell out, but then like more came available or something?
Drop the price.
Trust me, Player Essence, plenty of people do not like that price point. Just because they can't say, or just because they don't use the words, you're at the price exactly, doesn't mean they don't want it to happen. And now we're getting into good old Primey. Come on.
I actually want to talk about something I think is a really interesting topic that doesn't get talked about.
That is not surprising me.
It applies to me. It applies to pretty much everyone that makes content. Very few people are not subject to this, and that is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias.
Oh, yes, we know you love confirmation bias. But Primey, I know what you're trying to do. You're doing this video. Number one is because you need content, and you're hoping it's going to get you some views. And number two, you love to do these type of videos to make it to do damage control. That's exactly what you're doing.
Is very important when you consider who you're watching, who you're having discussions with, and when you think about yourself, when you do independent research on different topics. And Nintendo has obviously been a roundabout topic going back and forth between, like, some people have negative takes on it, some people have positive takes on it. The negative take people find.
Angry Vigilante from Davis. I like to say this. I bought the game too. It's my money and I don't care how much. Congratulations again. We don't care, Davis. Do not care. If you want to go waste your money, that's your choice. But you're not influencing thousands of people to go buy the thing in the first place.
Evidence for their negative takes. The positive people, like myself, find evidence for the positive takes, and you just go round and round in circles. It can be very hard for people to understand who they should believe and who they should trust. But we need to first let people know what confirmation bias is. If it's a term you've never heard of before, or it's one you haven't thought about.
Pretty certain that if you use a little bit of common sense, you can probably figure it out. Primey, exactly.
In a long time. Let's just go over to the Encyclopedia Britannica, trying to go away from your typical like Webster.
Yes, he does.
Give you an idea of what confirmation bias is. It's a term in psychology.
Exactly, Benjamin. Thank you so much. Michael Kelly, what game? I'm thinking Davis is talking about the Galaxy bundle. That's what I'm assuming.
So confirmation bias is people's tendency to process information by looking for or interpreting information that is consistent with their existing beliefs. This biased approach to decision making is largely unintentional, and it results in a person ignoring information that is inconsistent with their beliefs. These beliefs can include a person's expectations in a given situation and their predictions about a particular outcome. People are especially likely to process information to support their own beliefs when an issue is highly important or self-relevant. As a background,
okay. And it's not even that it's really confirmation bias. Nintendo Prime, we know that integrity doesn't sell on your channel. We know that the so-called negativity that you love to call it, it doesn't sell on your channel. You built a following, you built an ecosystem, or not an ecosystem, I can't think of a word, but you sat here, create a following, create a channel on hyping up Nintendo. So that's why you look for stuff to where you can hype it up.
Confirmation bias is one example of how humans sometimes process information in an illogical, biased manner. The manner in which a person knows and understands the world is often affected by factors that are simply unknown to that person. Philosophers note that people have difficulty processing information in a rational and unbiased manner once they have developed an opinion about an issue. Humans are better able to rationally process information given
Can we get on with this, Primey?
If they are emotionally distant from the issue, although a low level of confirmation bias.
I do not think everybody cares about your definition. I should have cut this part out.
Why people are susceptible to confirmation bias is that it is an efficient way to process information. Humans are incessantly.
Now, people are more likely to do confirmation bias because that's what they're looking for. That's just how it is. People want to sit here, find facts that support their damn argument. The problem is with a lot of different opinions, you can twist and manipulate stuff to sit here and benefit your argument.
Bombarded with information and cannot possibly take the time to carefully process each piece of information to form an unbiased conclusion. Human decision-making and information processing is often biased because people are limited to interpreting information from their own viewpoint. People need to process information quickly to protect themselves from harm. It is adaptive for humans to rely on instinctive, automatic behaviors that keep them out of harm's way. Another reason why people show confirmation bias is to protect their self-esteem. People like to feel good about themselves, and discovering that a belief that they highly value is incorrect makes them feel bad about themselves. Therefore, people will seek information that supports their...
Not always. But when you're sitting here making a video and you want to do a video about a certain thing, you're going to look for the evidence to support that. So it doesn't change the fact that it's factually true.
Existing beliefs. Another
it's just like I can sit here and go look for evidence and find factual evidence that the Switch 2 isn't selling that well. You can go and find factual evidence that the Switch 2 is selling well. Of course we can. Dewan Davis again. Angry vigilante. I do not care about that. People is grown. I don't think you're grown. You don't have the mindset of a grown person. No offense.
Closely related motive is wanting to be correct. People want to feel that they are intelligent, but information that suggests that they are wrong or that they've made a poor decision suggests they are lacking intelligence, and thus confirmation bias will encourage them to disregard this information. Research has shown that confirmation bias is strong and widespread, that it occurs in several contexts. In the context of decision making, once an individual makes a decision, they will look for information that supports it. Information that conflicts with a person's decision.
That's what everybody does.
And the person will therefore ignore it or give it little consideration. People have special treatment to information that supports their personal beliefs. In studies examining my side bias, people were able to generate and remember more reasons supporting their side.
Oh my God, is this going to be most of your damn video? Okay, I'm getting tired. All right, we all know what, we all can guarantee. Okay, it's almost over. We all can guarantee what confirmation bias is.
Ask people to generate arguments against their own beliefs, were they able to do so? It is not that people are incapable of
generating
arguments.
I agree, Golden Apple.
Beliefs, but rather, people are not motivated to do so. Confirmation bias also surfaces in people's tendency to look for positive instances when seeking information.
Oh my God, get on with that, Primey. Why didn't I should have cut this part out.
Hypothesis is true rather than information that would prove it as false. Confirmation bias also operates.
Come on, get on with that.
If people are told what to expect from a person they're about to meet, such as the person is warned.
Yes, he is. I agree, but I forgot to edit it out, and it's too hard to get it to go.
Receivers will ask questions of those people that are biased towards supporting the receiver's beliefs. For example, if Maria expects her roommate to be friendly and outgoing.
Oh my God. Okay, should be
Maria
almost
may ask
over.
Her if she likes to go to parties, and then asking if she studies in the library.
Can you get on with your fucking point already?
Lead to people holding strongly to false beliefs, or to give more weight to information that supports their beliefs than warranted by the evidence. Now, I think that's a pretty good spot there. We could keep going and read the rest.
No, do not go on. Do not go on.
To read a bunch of that, because if you think about a lot of the online discourse,
it wasn't important. Prime, it was not important whatsoever. There was nothing important about reading all that. You could have literally got a damn Google definition of a shortened fucking version. We did not need to hear all that crap. I am now happy I decided to make a DSP. Thinks Wolverine is too violent. I should have sat here and did that. Lord, this would just made me pass out. Oh, that's why I'm going blah, 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 over the damn thing, trying to make it better. Angry vigilante. I do not care that people you would make no damn sense. You're a troll. You know, you better be careful before I turn into your brother and make you pay a troll tax.
Positive and
which I'm joking. I do not do troll taxes. If people cut that, you better include the whole thing. I do not do troll taxes.
Negative. I think that you can really look towards confirmation bias to essentially explain 99% of it. And it's not because there's not legit criticisms, and that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not dismissing the criticisms, okay? Criticisms are legit.
You know, you got a bad habit of doing this, Primey. Let me see if I can try to articulate this very well. You'll be like, you know, it's like when someone sits here and says, oh, I don't believe in this, but then they go and do stuff that falls in line with it. That's what you like to do. You sit here and say, I'm not trying to take away the criticisms, but what you're doing is you're trying to water down the actual criticisms.
Legit. And heck, the people that love things, people that are excited about Switch 2, that are enjoying it, they're also legit as well. These are legit feelings you're having, legit feelings you're expressing.
Okay.
But data and information doesn't care about your biases. It doesn't care about how you.
And that is very true. But the problem when it comes to data, it can be twisted to or you can manipulate it and twist it to fit your narrative. We have seen your boy your brother Player Essence sit here and do that. Player Essence does that shit all the damn time.
Data and information only cares about itself. Okay, so here we have my Switch 2, and whether or not you like this system is going to be 100% subjective. What's really hard to do though, is once you form that opinion, come up with objective arguments for one way or another, because you're not going to consider everything fairly.
That's not true. There are people that don't like the system, and they can sit here and develop an unbiased opinion. Look at Nintendo. He gives a very good unbiased opinion. He loves Nintendo, but he doesn't like Switch 2.
Obviously, on a little bit of a tirade on Twitter and in some of my videos, responding to a certain YouTuber called Nintendine, to the point that
I promise I did not realize he was going to talk about Nintendine, but I swear, Primey, you cannot keep that man out of your damn mouth.
Obsessed with him. And obviously, you know, I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, so I search up for information that supports those disagreements. But the thing is that a lot of the stuff that I disagree with him about is just an opinion on if Switch 2
You should do salt content, PlayStation Gamer. Give it a shot. You might enjoy it.
Is not just currently successful, but will be successful moving forward. And he does a lot of this by analyzing different data points. And it's interesting because if you form a conclusion before you have all the information, you're only going to look at information that supports that conclusion.
That's what you and Player Essence do when it comes to the sales data. Literally, like I've said before, okay, and I will stand by this. I do not know if the Switch 2 is actually selling well. You don't know? The only person that knows is Nintendo, because they have all the information. We do not have all the information. We can look at certain circumstances or certain areas to develop our opinion, which is what we're doing. You guys are doing the exact same thing as what we are doing. No damn different. You guys don't have all the damn information either. And what you're doing is you're trying to water down and damage control.
Conclusion. And I feel like that's a lot of what he does. And honestly, it's a lot of what all of us do. I've been
Exactly.
asked personally if I think Switch 2 is going to be successful. Now, I've jokingly made predictions over the last couple of years that this could be really big, maybe it could be bigger than Switch 2. And I kind of overhyped everything because I was just stupidly excited for the platform.
Now, because that's what you love to do. You love to overhype shit. But no, most of us sat here. I sat here and said in the beginning, I thought it was going to sell 80 to 100 million units. I'm not going to be a Harmon Smith and say, oh, it's going to outsell what the Switch 1 did. That I don't think that's ever going to happen. I doubt any system will ever outsell what the Switch 1 did, or what the DS did, or what the PS2 did. It's just too damn expensive now.
But, you know, if I just sit back and think earnestly, I have no idea if Switch 2 is going to be successful. I don't know if it's going to be as big a success as Switch 1. I don't know if it can even cross 100 million. I don't know if it's going to be 75. I do think it'll probably be more than 30 million, but I don't really know, right? And the reason I don't know is because I like to process things from a very logical perspective. And I'm not saying I don't have confirmation bias and that I'm better than Nintendo.
You do? But the problem is, Primey, we all remember when you ran with that Reddit post when it came to you wanted to be like, oh, we saw that little smirk on your face, how happy you were thinking that the Switch 2 was going to be unhackable. There was no logic in that. You literally ran with a Reddit post for crying out loud. You didn't verify jack shit for crying out loud. So no, Primey. There are times where you are not logical. You only want to find stuff to hype up Nintendo. Be honest. Stop capping.
Tendine or anyone else. I'm absolutely not. I'm totally guilty of confirmation bias in many different debates and arguments I've been in.
Very
true.
true.
What I will say is that when it comes to talking about whether or not the system's going to sell well moving forward and the general interest in the audience, and I don't think there's any objective data to support one way or another. And when I say there isn't any, what I mean
that's literally what I just said.
In order for you to come to conclusions on long-term projections and conclusions on
3DS was good. You are correct.
A lot of information, not a little bit,
Very
not
true.
tidbits, a lot of information. Like I'll give you an example. I know Nintendine is going to make a video probably on October 8th about the sales data for the United States, despite the fact that Circana doesn't actually.
He might. Only time's going to tell. Right now, it's the 29th of September. So if I would have bet, I would probably sit here and say Nintendine's probably going to do that. He definitely enjoys doing sales data, and he gives very good examples. He has a lot more time than I do to look at that stuff. I don't got the time or the patience to track that crap down.
Provide numbers. He's going to use it to try to extrapolate how well or not Nintendo Switch 2 is doing. And even if Switch 2 is the #1 bestseller, he'll probably find a way to twist that narrative to end up being a negative. Whereas someone like me, I might report it, I might act excited or positive about it. And in both instances, you can call that confirmation bias because I want Nintendo Switch 2 to do well, but I don't know if it will.
Okay. There are many people, even PC people, probably want Nintendo to do well. But we don't want them to do well when they're ripping us off, Primey. That's why right now, yes, I will admit, I don't want them to do well because when they don't do well, they get humbled. They need a reality check and quick. And we're not getting it from you guys.
And so one of the key things I do when I'm looking at all these data points, and the whole reason I even watch Nintendine's videos, I can ignore his videos. They don't have to be relevant to me. But I actually like to partake in people that have differing opinions in different ways they.
Then why don't you ever partake in what I say? You had a Q&A thing and I tried to call in, but you were ignoring me. You only sit here and talk about Nintendine because you want a cloud chase on him. You like, or you don't like that he's getting more views and you're trying to sit here and get on that honey. That's all it is. Man, don't worry, man. Hey, I understand the hustle. Go get them views. Go secure that bag.
Look at things because it could maybe open my mind to this perspective that maybe things are negative. I actually like to, I don't like having discussions with people that just agree with me because the problem when people just agree with me is
Primey, I watch your podcast religiously. I probably consume more of your content, Player Essence content, and your guys' podcast than most people have, because yes, I'm looking for content, but that's besides the point. I have watched enough of your podcast. You do not like it when people disagree with you. I saw how mad you got at Demeech when he was talking about Mario Kart World. I saw how mad and triggered you got when it came to Metroid Prime 4 when people talked about how it looked like shit in the damn trailer. So that is bullshit right there.
I'm not getting new information. And so I watch his videos hoping to glean new information. And the more and more I watch, the more and more I realize that confirmation bias is crazy high. I had a recent video about stocks, and I'm not going to dive into all the particulars on it, but basically he was trying to tell people that like the ebbs and flows of the stocks don't matter. You know,
Yes, I enjoyed this video. I did a video on that too. It did very damn well. It got over 10,000 views. Thank you. Or wait, did that? I don't remember.
Peaks and the valleys because it's just weekly. It changes all the time. And he kind of thinks the most recent one, though, despite that, might be a bigger sign than usual about the declining interest and belief from investors in Nintendo Switch 2. And that analysts are now out there telling people to stop buying Nintendo stock right now, change it to a neutral pattern because, you know, hey, it's 15.
I don't recall him telling people to not to, but I could be wrong.
You know, they're saying they're not going to hit the 15 million. The projections aren't saying that anymore, which is not what that analyst said. The analyst was actually talking about the other analysts. She works for Wedbush Securities. Their projection is 17 million. She's basically saying they're not going to hit 17 million. They're not going to hit the 20 million that's been projected by others. None of the comments were actually about Nintendo.
Yeah, I do not think that they're going to hit 17 or 20 million. I do not believe that whatsoever. I would be surprised they actually hit 15 million.
Those internal, you know, expectations of 15 million. That was never stated, but it was implied by him because if you apply it that way, it fits his confirmation bias that Nintendo's not going to meet their sales and sell less, right? He's looking for things to confirm his stance that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to fail in year one to meet expectations from Nintendo.
And guess what? You're looking for the Nintendo to do well to meet your expectations. And now Nintendo sits here and gives credit where credit is due. I've watched enough of his videos.
Looking for it at every turn. And when I listen to that, I sit back and I do the independent research myself. He didn't even link to where those quotes came from. I found it at a different website. And I went and did the research myself. And it turned out she never said or even implied that anything came from Nintendo's projections. In fact, she said those exact words, which she talked about many analysts. She literally used the word analyst. So
I'm pretty certain that Nintendo has done something like talked about it before, and he might not link it, but he puts it in his video. I've seen him put it in his video.
It was very obvious she was talking about what the outside security groups and analysts were projecting for Switch 2, not about what Nintendo is. And she talked about it from a plural perspective.
Yeah, it's not going to hit 17 million. No way, Blast.
Rather than just Nintendo. So there's no implication there that she was actually talking about Nintendo's own projections.
But you know what, Blast? It could hit 30 million for all we know. All they have to do is if they literally announced a 3D Mario or a 3D Zelda that's coming out like in December, oh, it will sell phenomenally well if they did that. But I don't think they're going to do that.
That said, that doesn't mean that that might not be part of the plural and part of the whole. The reality is we just don't know. And this is what I mean when we gather.
Of course we don't know. So what we shouldn't do videos about sales then you better go tell your homeboy their Player Essence to stop doing those videos, because he loves to sit here and overhype that shit.
All this information is you have to take a step back.
Of course you do.
Take a step back. Like when I'm looking at information right now, I've now started to shift my mind to, okay, let me look at the whole. And from the whole, let's determine if there's actually negative trends overall going on. Rather than trying to find reasons to debunk negative trends, let me just glance at the whole. And I talked about this on X a little bit where I said in terms of the...
How about you do that with positive trends? When something positive has happened, do you do that? No.
Stock points being made in the one video. Well, then, yeah, I do agree with him.
Yeah, that's probably correct. 10 million.
It doesn't really matter. Like it being down over the last week or two, it doesn't mean it's not going to bounce back by the end of the month, right? Like that's just what happens. So...
And that's what I've said. That's what Nintendo has said too. We sat here and said that it could bounce back for crying out loud. It was big news why we did those videos.
Said, how about we step back? Let's step back and look at the last 6 months. And it turns out Nintendo's been on a trajectory like this, even with the recent dip.
How come you're only doing that when it comes to the negative so-called videos you love to talk about? Why don't you do this kind of crap when it comes to the positives?
After the Direct, it's still on an upward trajectory. And Nintendo's hit several new peak highs for their stock value over the last 5 months. It's interesting, isn't it? That would show that actually investors, and this is the only thing I can really glean from any of the data, because you can look at like the overall trend of Nintendo stock, and I encourage you to look at it. You can see the peaks happening with the Wii and DS. You can see the peaks happening after Switch launches and then during COVID.
Oh, I get it, man, bro. These people hurt my head. Wanting to advocate for the consumer isn't necessarily hating on the product or company. Rabid fanboys worshiping at the feet of Nintendo only advance their decline. Exactly.
And now you're seeing it higher than ever right now during the Switch 2 generation. And there's only really one thing I can conclude from all of those moments in Nintendo's history. Those are moments where investors had a high value and a high belief in what Nintendo was doing, often driven by results, right? It got higher in COVID because of results.
To be honest, I'm losing what he's saying because I don't understand it. So we're going to skip the rest. Who are we doing next? We got Switch Force. Or Princess Force.
You think about confirmation bias down in the comments below. I am Nathaniel Rodgance from Nintendo Prime.
Do not.
Do
not send this man no hate. Now we got Princess Force, guys.
It's most definitely a tale of two games, but I want to know if you think
Really?
the Switch
Is
2
it?
has finally reached its potential and has cracked the code. Like, is the Switch 2
Hell no, it hasn't cracked the code. What the hell are you talking about? Even you criticize that damn Nintendo Direct. You're going to be like, oh, it hasn't cracked. You know damn well.
now showing you it is what you always wanted it to be? What's going on, everybody? It's Actor Switch Force. We've got some insane footage today that I think, at least for me,
6 to 7 million is a pretty good one, but you also got to look into why it sat here and sold that much. When you look at Japan, when they got one cheaper, that had a lot to do with it. When you sit here, oh, I'm glad you like that, Matthew Buckley. There was a person who commented that gave that name. You know, I honestly thought about buying stocks in Sony also until they started doing that live service push, and then I thought otherwise. But you know what? I lost my damn train of thought. Damn it.
proves the Switch 2 wins. Proves the Switch 2 wins. I know that maybe the last Direct wasn't...
It does not prove that the damn Switch 2 wins. Are you kidding me? Whenever it comes down to how well a system's going to do, it all depends on the software. That's what it depends. Oh, now I remember what I was talking about. Yeah, when it comes to 6 to 7 million, you know, Japan gets one cheaper. Then you have to look here in America. There were many people panic buying. They were worried about the tariffs going up. We all thought it was going to go up. A lot of us were worried. So there were many people that ran out and bought one. Now I sat here, stuck to my guns. I got a pre-owned one.
What everybody wanted, but for the most part, they've been delivering game after game. And now, after a huge...
They have not been delivering game after game. Like I keep saying, there's only one game worth the price currently for the Switch 2. That's a Switch 2 exclusive. And that is none other than Fast Fusion. Mario Kart World is overpriced. DK Bonanza doesn't have enough content to justify that $70 price tag. Drag X Drive, it could have been free, still wouldn't change the fact that it's a trash game. Welcome Tour, should have sat here and been a pack-in title. Then you got those Switch 2 editions, all overpriced. I can keep going on and on here.
Huge third-party hiccup, we have what I think is the seal of the deal. But you gotta let me know in the comments down below, do you agree? Does this seal the deal for you, or are you on the other side? Because
yes, Mario 1, 2, 3, Fast Fusion.
Definitely for Nintendo Switch 2. That game was supposed to be out in early October, and now it's, who knows, the worst kind of a delay where they don't have a new date. It's a very damning delay because you don't even know when the game's coming out. And it really brought me back to the horrible feeling I had when Marvel's Midnight Suns got delayed on Switch and never reappeared. Do you remember that both Marvel's Midnight Suns and Dying Light 2 were supposed to...
Which that is actually kind of curious. I don't understand why that they delayed it. You would think that Marvel, you would think that Marvel game, Marvel Rivals would be on that damn thing. So that's kind of weird, but we have not heard a single word about it, which I'm perfectly fine with playing on my PC.
To be on Switch 1 and just vanish.
Well, I mean, I don't think it could play on the Switch 1 if we're being honest.
The kind of freaky feeling I got when Borderlands 4 said, hey, we can't make it work right now. We got to put more time and effort into the game. And like, hey, if it's not going to work, if it's not going to be great,
you know what I love about this whole, you want to know what that I love about the whole Borderlands 4 thing? Before they postponed it, who remembers all these fanboys running around saying, oh yeah, there are some performance issues, but the game is still perfectly playable. It is still enjoyable. How many people remember that shit? Because I do. I remember Primey and Switch Force going on and sitting here saying that damn bullshit. But guess what? When it came down to them pushing the game out saying, hey, we're going to wait, they're all applauded. Like, oh yeah, that game was not ready to be released. They were full of shit.
You got to get it done. And whether that's because they got a late dev kit, whether it's because their engine is just struggling on the Switch 2, whatever it might be.
Probably because of both.
That game's had performance issues elsewhere as well, so it's not a huge surprise, but it is a huge bummer. Then out of nowhere, we have
of course
in the clutch, the game that I think just shows the Switch 2 won. I think we can all agree that in today's society, you can't afford to just throw money away. And you especially can't afford to throw money away.
Oh, great. Why didn't I cut this damn crap out? How did I, man? I should have known that. Damn it. There we go.
They
Let's
are
see.
a phenomenal app you can download right now.
Just ignore the sponsor. I'm not sponsored. La la la. Ignore the sponsor.
Help you lower bills. Their negotiators will go in and give
Oh,
you
it's
a
Rocket
price
Money.
for what you're
I
already
actually have
paying for,
Rocket
what you wanna
Money.
pay for, and
I'm
help
not
you make what
sponsored
you
by
don't
them,
want
but
to
Rocket
pay for.
Money,
Plus, it's a great budgeting tool
I
as
could use the
well.
sponsorship.
Go to rocketmoney.com.
Come on, Rocket Money.
To get started
Hit
today
me
for
up.
free, and they will help you
But
out.
don't go on to
Or if they
his.
help me,
Ignore
every
him.
time you click the link, it helps support the channel as well.
Ignore
So thank you so much
Switchforce.
to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video.
Don't
And
you- don't do it,
go out
people.
there and get your money back.
I'm just talking over this so it can go by faster.
Enter footage
There we
of
go.
a game, and I think it's far visually superior to Borderlands 4. Look, I think this is the best looking game that the Switch 2 has ever tried to run, and so you might expect that this footage.
The hair looks like crap. This is Resident Evil 9. And you don't even know if that footage is actually from the Switch 2. I remember the Mortal Kombat footage, don't you guys? They use fake footage to show off for the Switch 1.
Footage is going to be sucky. We've seen people say.
Well, this Ope here, Dustin, he has like over 400,000 subscribers. That's the reason why. He's been on YouTube for a long damn time. He's been on YouTube since he was a teenager.
That early handheld footage of games like Elden Ring was poor. Early footage of Borderlands 4 handheld was poor. You know, maybe on the docked version, it ended up looking okay, and I hope that those games end up coming out fine. But look at this crispy, delicious, insane lighting.
Is this Resident Evil 9?
Work, 30 to 40 frames per second handheld footage of Resident Evil 9 Requiem from
30 to 45, you know, for a modern game, 30 to 45 frames is not that great. It does, doesn't it? It looks like shit.
Tokyo Game Show. This is the type of.
I mean, listen, if all you got is a Switch 2 and you really want to play this, yeah, it's going to be fine to play, but you don't have to hype up when a game doesn't look as good. Come on. They're trying to act like that this is comparable to what you get on other platforms.
Showpiece that proves to me the Switch 2 can get it done. Honestly, it might
No,
not
it
just be
doesn't.
the developers that decide whether
For
the
what,
Switch 2
a year?
runs the game super well or not, because clearly it seems like the Switch 2 is more than capable. This game looks incredibly good in all the footage we've seen thus
You
far.
don't even know if you don't even know if the game's going to continue to play like that. The thing is, all you guys are running around saying, "Hey, let's wait till the game comes out." We don't know if it's going to look like that. It's the same thing to you guys.
Handheld mode, nonetheless, looking amazing. It looks super, super good. This is crispy as all heck. This game is not out for another 5 months. They've got tons of runway to polish it even further, and boom, shakalaka.
It's a goddamn cutscene. They could sit here. Who remembers the whole thing with Perfect Dark? They spliced together a trailer to make it look good. They could have done the same thing with this for all we know.
The Switch 2 can do it. This makes me insanely happy. Okay, I think this is the game where I was.
Switch Force. It's not hard to make you happy, for crying out loud. Okay, that is not a hard thing.
I was like, dude, if Switch 2 can secure Resident Evil 9, we know that they're in business for all third-party games. They did it.
Do
and then
you?
It's like, if they can secure Resident Evil 9 and have it run well, they did it even more. And then it's like, if they can secure Resident Evil 9, have it run well in dock, but also play totally great in handheld with the lighting looking like a next-gen experience, the Switch 2 has totally and officially arrived. Any questions I've had about this system?
Has it arrived?
Third-party stuff, or picking and choosing from older games, or having issues depending on who and what and how big the title is?
You're still going to have trouble picking games. They're too damn expensive. And it's a game key card, if I remember correctly.
This is the newest game we've ever seen on Switch 2. Keep that in mind. This is the newest game. Nintendo hasn't shown us anything. That's holiday 2026. We don't have any third-party titles. This is the newest cutting-edge title that the Switch 2 is running, and look how glorious it is. That, to me, is...
Well, that's Nintendo. Nintendo never gives you guys a roadmap for crying out loud. Were you actually expecting that, Princess Force?
A stellar achievement. And despite being disappointed in the Borderlands 4 delay and feeling like maybe that was setting third-party stuff back, and despite hearing people say, "Oh my god, Elden Ring and Borderlands 4 ain't running well, they're looking tough, the Switch 2 is going to be in worse shape than we thought."
Elden Ring looks like shit. From what all the stuff is surfacing, it looks like shit on the Switch too.
This proves that if the developers can get it done, if they get the dev kit with time, and if they are able to make their engine work on the Switch 2, you can do incredible stuff. Now, we know Nintendo's going to deliver great art styles. Who knows? Maybe they'll end up doing something super visually impressive. We've already got some great visuals from Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, and hopefully the next 3D Mario game pushes that even further. But here's the stuff that we really wanted. The stuff that the Switch 1 couldn't do. The Switch 1 was capable.
You do realize if you guys keep getting this stuff, it's going to surpass the Nintendo stuff. Because Nintendo's games don't look this good. And I'm not even talking about realistic graphics here. It just don't look that damn good.
Playing some third-party games and some third-party classic titles, but often it was at a huge sacrifice, and often it couldn't get newer games. This now is day...
You do realize when the next gen of systems comes out, it's going to be in the same position that it was before.
And date. A brand new title with what I'd say is very little sacrifice. And some people might say the antithesis of sacrifice.
It's not that little of a sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice. The hair looks like shit.
Actually a benefit.
That's going to be annoying when you're watching the got
You're getting
a benefit? How is that going to be a fucking benefit?
Ability for your Resident Evil Requiem. You can take it wherever you want, and it looks darn amazing.
Princess Force. Portability is not that important. I keep sitting here saying this. If third-party support was really that important for portability, people would have went and bought a lot more Steam Decks. People don't care about portability like you think they do. That's just a talking point for you to use.
I am so glad that we've seen this because I think it does sort of seal the deal for me that Nintendo Switch 2 is as powerful as we needed it to be. If they can get day-and-date RE9, boom, we're good. That means other day-and-date games should be surely coming in 2026. Other games that have very powerful and modernized graphical styles, graphical fidelity.
They might come day and date. I hope. Hey, I wouldn't mind the Switch 2 getting games at day and date, but you gotta be realistic. Stop hyping this shit up. You're only hyping it up because you have such an invested interest in Nintendo succeeding.
Lighting models, particle technology, gameplay oomph are going to be able to run good on Switch 2. Now, it's a different story.
How do you know? You haven't even played the game. You don't know if it's going to play well. It could be a buggy mess for all you know.
If they all do run that good, right? Like, there is that caveat, like, just because they can doesn't mean they will, but the possibility is there. The possibility wasn't there with Switch 1. It was something that was impossible. It didn't matter how great the devs were. Yeah, panic button could come through, and they'd be able to say, hey, we can make this game that shouldn't run on Switch, run on Switch. But there was just a limit to that, right? There was...
Of course there was, and there's going to be a limit to the Switch too.
There was a ceiling where they could not get past because they ran into a roadblock, a strict power limitation roadblock. And the Switch 2 doesn't seem to have that. I mean, I'm sure it'll be...
Congratulations. When is Nintendo going to finally release some games that look next gen? That's what we're all waiting on too. No one ran out and bought a Switch 2 because of what it could do with third party. We want first party.
Reached at some point, but right now we're sitting so pretty with glorious footage of Resident Evil 9. And I think this shows how well Capcom is integrated with Nintendo and is integrated with this Switch 2 development cycle. The RE engine is just purring on the platform, and that bodes very well for future Capcom titles. For Monster Hunter in particular, which I think the next Monster Hunter, after maybe a little bit of a downturn with Wilds, I'd say, I think World had a better mind share around it. Wilds, you know, they were...
Yes, Worlds. Hey, I love Monster Hunter Wilds, but I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. That's one of my favorite franchises. Still sucks how the PC is getting treated with that one. Salute there, DBZ Nation. Welcome to the show, man. Glad you made it. But yeah, Monster Hunter World, I will firmly admit, way better of a game than Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is still a good game. I am enjoying it.
We're complaining about sales on PS5, and I don't feel like the game has had the staying power of World. They can do the next Monster Hunter, Switch 2 fully included, Switch 2 running fully great, and make it the best Monster Hunter ever. You know, Capcom obviously has lots of other franchises.
I hope so. I want a Monster Hunter Worlds too. Give us a Worlds too.
They can bring forward, they can share their knowledge, and others can copy what they're doing in terms of achieving this level.
Is it really going to be on the iPhone Blast? That has to be cloud gaming. I don't see how that game could play on an iPhone without cloud gaming, whereas iPhone's really gotten that damn powerful.
Fidelity on the Switch 2, and it's going to be a very huge year for the third-party titles. I think we started off with some cool ones, but I'd say we started off slow. Not as slow as Switch 1, of course, or Wii U or anything like that, but in terms of what is to come, I've always said this. I've said this before it was even announced. The Switch 2 is going to go down as a stronger, better system with a stronger, better library than the Switch 1, because not only will Nintendo continue to...
I mean, I hope so. That's what next gen is meant to be. You don't want to go backwards, but I mean, it's not. It don't need to sell as much as the Switch 1, but yeah, we all know it's not going to.
Capitalize on their insane development talent and these franchises that just get better and better as the years go on, but it'll have the third-party big ones and the top-tier franchise big guns that were never possible on the Switch 1 and that complete this library and make the Switch 2 something insanely remarkable. More than a Steam Deck, more than an ROG Ally, more than an Xbox, and more than a PlayStation. Do you believe that the Switch 2 is there now? Seeing Resident Evil 9 Requiem on the platform, despite the Borderlands 4 hiccup, despite people saying Elden Ring didn't run great handheld, this is 5 months out and it's looking freaking fantastic. Have they won you over? Are you?
No, because get Princess Force. You know damn well people don't buy the Nintendo consoles for third party. They buy it for the first party. So the third party can look great all at once. You do realize that this is going to hurt Nintendo in the long run, that they're allowing the third party games to show them up on their own damn console. Yep, Capcom put RE8, RE7, RE4 remake on the iPhones. Are they playing natively or is it cloud gaming? Because how the hell is it going to play that on the iPhone?
You set and sealed that the Switch 2 is the powerful system Nintendo needed and can deliver the third-party games whenever they are, whenever they are, that you want. Because I think the answer is undoubtedly yes. Let me know your take in the comments down below. So pumped to play this thing on Switch 2 on launch day. That's a great feeling. Do not go.
If you do reach out to Princess Force, do not send no hate. Absolutely no hate. We don't support hate.
Go ahead and delay this game or cancel it or let me down or make me go back on my words. Capcom, you're doing a magical job. Please.
Okay. Even you're gonna damage control like you always do, Princess Force. Don't even lie.
Let's keep that going until February. In the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching these videos. I'll keep them going. So for now, stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive there. Love y'all.
Yeah, hurry up and get some more videos out. We need more damn content already. You've been slacking on the videos there.
Lots. Switch Force out.
I'm just glad. Who remembers when Switch Force used to always say "Good morning, Mario" whenever he would start his damn videos? I am so happy he doesn't do that shit. But now we got none other than the great Doc Trey. Let's see what this guy has to say. No, I don't. No, Power Mad, I don't. But if we're being honest, the third parties can look amazing on the Switch 2 all they want. If the Nintendo games aren't amazing, people aren't gonna run out and buy it. Not when they have an option, and the PS5 is not that much more than a Switch 2 now.
What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have it.
You know, with all the negativity surrounding the game key cards on the Nintendo Switch 2, it's kind of baffling to me that
Is it really?
it would literally take one statement, just one statement from Nintendo to turn this whole...
It won't take one statement, and you know it wouldn't. You're just trying to damage control again. This is coming from the guy that always says, oh, don't buy the game key cards, but then hypes up a game that is on the game key card.
Situation around. And for whatever reason, Nintendo has yet to do this. Now, if you agree with what I'm saying in this video,
no one
do
agrees.
me a favor and send this video to Nintendo's socials.
Do not send it to
They
Nintendo.
definitely need to address this issue. And it's a very simple issue to address.
I agree. They do need to address the issue. You want to know how you address it? Get rid of the damn game key cards in the first place. Maybe you should have gone to discs, like I sat here and said.
So while there are people out there that will never, or claim that they will never, ever, 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 ever buy a game key.
Are you talking about yourself? Because we know that you would love to hype up game key card games.
The large majority of people that have issues with game keys are because of one specific thing. And that's the...
You do realize that Capcom literally just disproved that whole damn thing. You do understand that, right? Capcom literally said that it was a damn cost issue, that it had nothing to do with the whole speed thing. So it literally just proves what you're saying.
The fact that because these game keys rely on you to download the game, people are weary of buying these game key games because they do not know when Nintendo will stop allowing you to re-download these games. And that is the major issue here. And it's...
Yeah, that's one of the biggest issues because they're worried that the servers are going to go down.
crazy to me that after all of this negativity around game keys, that Nintendo has not thought.
Well, when you think about it, Power Mad, the third party, most of them, you're going to have to transfer the hardware already. So the Nintendo games are not that big to begin with. So, I mean, you might as well just use discs to begin with, because the third party games you have to put on the hard drive anyways. And now they're starting to come out and say that the cartridges are not fast enough for the speeds.
To address this, all that they have to do, all that they have to really say to fix the majority of the negativity around game keys is simply give a guaranteed time for how long.
You do realize that Nintendo can't guarantee that. Those game key cards are coming from third party. They control the servers. Nintendo doesn't control the servers. They're Doc Trey, you have no idea what you're talking about.
You will have access to downloading these game keys. If I worked for Nintendo, I would have been announced that, yeah, we know you guys, some of the customers are not happy with our game keys.
Doc Trey, you literally said you can disprove this whole damn thing. You literally make absolutely no sense. They can't guarantee you something like that. You know how bad they would get sued if they try to guarantee that?
Solution, but rest assured, you will be able to re-download and download these game key games for your library as long as Nintendo is around, or up to for the next 50 years.
Oh, great, Davis. What's your question? Okay, Angry Vigilante, I got a question. Can you get a question? Or can you got a question? Can you prove that? My guy, what do you want me to prove? Your question didn't make any sense, man. You typed something wrong or did something.
Years or something crazy like that. Something so long that it's not even a question of if you should worry about downloading these games and buying these game keys. If Nintendo were to offer today and guarantee, hey, those game key games, those third-party game key games on the Switch 2, you will have access to downloading those games. You will have access to your game keys forever.
They can't do that. You do understand what happens. Okay, so probably what you're going to say is like, oh, they can do contracts with a third party. What happens if the third party goes bankrupt? What happens if they sell off the company to something else? That contract's going to become null and void at that point. You do understand this, right? How can Nintendo make a third party say, oh, if Nintendo literally tried to make the third party do it to where they have to keep those games for life, that you guys want to get your third party games, they wouldn't put them on there. They know damn well that wouldn't happen. Nintendo has no say in that matter because it's not their game.
Or as long as Nintendo is around, you will be able to download your game keys. I guarantee you, if
they can't do that.
Guarantee the negativity, most of the negativity around game keys would dramatically shift.
No, it wouldn't, because they can't guarantee that. Only the third party people can guarantee. And the problem is, even if Nintendo went to start using the game key cards and try to make that guarantee, let's say Nintendo sold it to somebody else, I don't think that other person's going to have to follow that guarantee.
Because that is, at the base, the main reasons for the negativity around the game keys. People.
The better solution is just to not have done them in the first place, or here, switch to discs, like I said.
Are worried that they might lose access to these games in the future. But if Nintendo comes out and guarantees that that will never happen, then the negativity will magically, for the most part, disappear. Now, like I said, there's still going to be the
Doc Trey, you really need to learn how to edit your videos. It is sad that you're allowing Harmon to show you up on editing skills. Harmon can edit better than you can.
My heart's like, oh, it has to be the whole thing on the cart or I'm not buying. Despite the fact that even when you get a game that's fully on the cart, with all of these updates and all of this other things that they do, even if you technically have the full game, the launch game on the cart,
okay, continue.
If they remove access to those updates and the things that they added in all of those patches, you will have the full game on the disc, but you're going to have the pre-day one patch version. So it's
okay. Just so you sit here and have to say this, you do understand that when it comes to the game, yes, it might not have all the updates, but the game is generally playable. Unless it's like a Cyberpunk 2077 launch thing, the game is still generally playable. Now, there's going to be some bugs. The game might crash and you might have to restart it sometimes, but you generally can still play the damn game that is still on the disc. So you have no idea what you're talking about. And to that one guy, speaking of disc, that video is uploaded. Did you send it to my email or did you send it to my Discord, Benjamin?
It's not, even if you have the full game on the disc, it's still not going to, if you lose access to those downloads, it's going to lose content and it's going to not perform as well. So that's the crazy part. Even if you do have the game fully on the cart, if there's a lot of updates for the games or improvements and firmware patches and stuff like that, if you lose access to that, even if you do have the full game on the cart, you're going to have the game before all those improvements anyway. So it's still not going to be the same game, which sucks.
Yeah, well, you do realize a lot of those updates have something to do with like language stuff, right? You do understand that, Doc Trey?
But yeah, all Nintendo has to do is give Nintendo Switch 2 owners a guarantee. Now, I guess maybe they don't want to give possibly a guarantee because that could open things up to litigations or lawsuits. And so you told me this.
That's exactly. That's exactly. Like the problem is, it will be a false guarantee. They can't guarantee it.
In their 80s.
You really didn't sit here and think about that before you made this video, did you? You know, you're literally starting to get down to Harmon Smith kind of levels.
I bought Yakuza 6 on Switch 2 back in 2025, and you told me that it would
You don't do
be
a good
forever.
voice, just so you
And
know.
on my 98th birthday, all I wanted to do was play Yakuza 6 on the Switch 2.
Even if that's true, if you bought Yakuza 6 and you want to play it on your 98th birthday, if you own the game, you should be allowed to.
And I can't do that anymore. Damn you, Nintendo.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so. Nintendo.
Of course you don't.
You see the negativity. You see all the pushback. And this could literally be fixed with one single announcement.
It can't be. It won't fix it. They can sit here and announce it today. We all would see through the bullshit. They can't guarantee something like that.
All you have to do is guarantee that Switch 2 owners will have access.
You can keep repeating the word over and over again. It ain't going to change nothing. They can't guarantee something like that. They don't own the damn game. Okay, good night. I hope you go to bed. I hope you get a good sleep.
To these GameKey downloads for a very, 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 very long time, if not forever.
They can't guarantee that. Oh, we already did Desire. So let's, who is the next one? I forgot who the next one's supposed to be. Nope, they already did that one. I think it's Gara, actually. I want to say Gara is my last one. Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you, Xbox.
Yep.
Please. And remember to stay
Okay.
mighty.
Exactly. We're going to have Gara the Rage next, I believe.
Consider subscribing. After all, I do make new content every single day.
This is going to be the last video, guys, coming up. Exactly, Blast. People want to own their games. But you can't. But can you see Nintendo being able to guarantee that? That's like Steam saying that they can guarantee that. Because Steam's had to delist games. It's not Steam's fault. What's next? Yep. Next, we got the final one, Gara of the Rage.
The turnaround we've seen when it comes to the Power World lawsuit.
Did I ever tell you guys the definition of insanity? It's basically...
Oh, you might have, but please tell us some more, Gara. We need to know.
You're doing the same thing over and over and over.
And over
thinking
and
things are
over.
going to change. And that's why a lot of people like Harmon Smith. He does the same thing with the same opinions over and over and over again. Like, Harmon, what is this? This is like your 50th?
Except when it comes to Metroid Prime there, Gara. He loves to blast Metroid Prime. He hates it.
Like, video about Power World failing and how Nintendo's gonna like take them down to the ground. Like, what is this, like your 50th video? Like, I swear to God, this dude is gonna be like a topic in the future of like a study's worth of a group where they're going to study this guy and just think like, how could you dedicate your life to a corporation that doesn't even care who you are, has zero idea who you are? They're like gonna sit.
Well, the thing is, Gara, also, I think we caused him to do a lot of those videos. We kind of poked and prodded. We poked the bear when it came down to that one, if I'm being honest.
Here and study like the human psyche of how this dude just keeps going like this. It amazes me. You got to give Harmon that at least. And it's not obvious enough. Harmon's up in a tizzy about, well, Power World, made an announcement about a farm simulator with pals in it. Yeah, he's up in a tizzy about that. So yeah, get ready.
Oh, Gara's playing the new Chronos the New Dawn. I just realized that. I hope you're enjoying the game because I loved it.
Sit on down, grab yourself a nice little snack and a nice little drink, and let's just go ahead and dive into this because I've been here in the comment section. Gara, when's Harmon gonna return back to the video? Gara was gonna come back with you.
All right, I will enjoy my snack.
Now you get to suffer brain damage with me.
First, Nintendo was not going to file their lawsuit.
Oh, trust me,
No.
Gara, they've already been suffering brain damage with me. Why is my avatar look? There it goes.
He said they weren't going to take them to court over copyright. What we did say, though, when it reared its ugly head, is that they were going to take them to court over patents that just magically appeared. Like, let's be honest here, even as a patent.
Hi, honey. My wife just finally came out of the bedroom. She wants to say hi. Say hi, honey. Hi, honey. Say hi to the chat. No, you got to get closer. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Oh, she's being shy. My wife is being too shy. Try to get her to come say hi, guys.
Patents didn't exist, they would have took them to the court anyway. Because let's be honest, if you named your child Luigi or Daisy, they're going to sue the shit out of you. Oh, and if you even name your dog Yoshi, they're going to sue the shit out of you.
And then Nintendo
Screw that. When me and my wife get a dog, we're calling that damn thing Yoshi.
Was not going to have the patents approved in the US. And
let's be honest here for a quick second, Harmon. We really thought they weren't going to get the patent. We honestly thought they weren't. But we also forget that our government is bought out and they're really fucking retarded.
Now we're in this weird position where people genuinely think.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dustin, she is very shy. And we hope that patent doesn't go through, Gara.
Power World is going to blow up and become this huge IP after the early access period ends and once the new spin-off game comes out, when it couldn't be more obvious that this brand has no future, that this company is completely screwed, and there's no real getting around that.
Do you know how to spell stupid? Y-O-U.
Harmon, the future is very, very unpredictable, okay? You can't just predict something right out of the blue like that. Especially like what you're probably saying right
Keep
here,
preaching, Gara. You keep preaching that good word.
To the point where they can't afford to make video games anymore. Let's be honest here for a second. If you paid attention to the court hearings that are currently going on as we're talking right.
Hello there. But yeah, you're completely correct, Gara. We don't know the future. You know what? For all we know, Nintendo could literally go bankrupt next year. I know it's going to happen, but you never know.
Now, it's not looking too good for Nintendo. Especially they took their patents to the patent office and had it rewritten so they could use it against their own enemy in fucking court. That doesn't sound very confident to me from Nintendo. It doesn't sound closed cut case. Also, here's a pattern recognition that I know that's going to happen with Nintendo. You're going to lose your exclusives. And when Nintendo makes that announcement, I'm going to be the first to watch you wig the fuck out.
And I think the most blatant example of this is the reception to Pocket Pair's Farming Simulator. I don't know the name because I don't care.
I'd say the reception around that game is pretty good. Also, to say straight to our face.
It looks good. I'm not going to play it. Those aren't my kind of games. I'm not excited for it. But there are many people. But I know exactly what Harmon's going to say. But come on, Gara. Hook this man alive.
Faces right now that you don't care is a complete lie. Because right now, you're wasting your lifespan right now making a video about this, saying how it's already dead and all that stupid stuff. Yeah, I think you care, Harmon. Quit lying to us.
Like, this was clearly like something that was slapped together to try and grift off of the farming sim thing.
Gonna plant me a dumbass tree.
Harmon, if they were going to cash in on the trend, don't you think they would have done it around that, I don't know, what's the name of that game that really blew up during COVID again?
Oh, that will be Animal Crossing, which, if we're all being honest, that's what they're all doing right now. That's what Pokemon's doing, and that's probably what Power World's doing. They're all seeing the success of that, and they want to cash in on it. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
God, it's escaping my mind. Oh yeah, the Animal Crossing game. Also, too, whatever that farm simulator that Nintendo got cooking up, just get rid of it. Like, this is stupid. I don't know who this is for. Like, is it baby's first farm simulator or something? Like, I don't get it.
You know it
That
is.
was announced to kind of supplant Pokepia, right? This is something that is meant to get the PC gamers up in arms.
Of how shitty Nintendo treats their own IPs and other IPs, that's what we need to get up in.
Oh, exactly. The way they're treating Metroid is bullshit. They're treating that damn thing like shit. Sorry, I am eating a little bit of food right now. Gara told me to grab a snack, so I'm listening to what Gara says.
Arms about? Harmon, that's happened a long time ago, ever since they started to attack us. But hey, this is Harmon's world.
Like, trying to tell you that this game is going to be way better than what Nintendo puts out.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Guys, I have a question for you.
I mean, the trailer looks better than that damn Ditto game. If anybody's excited for it, go right ahead.
Right now, let me just ask you this, Nicole. You see this gameplay right here? This is a new Pokemon farm simulator that Nintendo is coming out with. Now, let me ask you something. Would you, A, pay money for this type of game where it's all generic and bland and it's just, it's very, very safe? Or B, would you rather pay a fair price for a game that actually puts efforts in?
I mean, Pow Farm just looks way better than Pokepia does, for crying out loud. Harmon, I understand that you are threatened by Pow World, but listen, they both can coexist. You do realize that, right?
Into its mechanics here. Do you see what's being displayed to you right now? Do you people understand why I choose Power World and Digimon over Pokemon? It's because little things like these, like they keep you interested in the world versus whatever the fuck Pokemon is doing these days. And I wonder why a lot of people choose Power World and Digimon over Pokemon.
Both look like crap to me. I understand, Power Man. I'm not into the whole, farming simulator. They're not my style, but I haven't played Power World yet, but I'm waiting until the full game comes out when it's out of beta.
Pokemon these days. It's just like, where the fuck is, oh, look, the little buddy with a chainsaw. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I choose him over. This is why people choose it over fucking Pokemon, Harmon. Holy shit, he's about to Glock his head. Oh, and Harmon, just because one IP sells very...
Yeah, you might be careful sitting here showing that kind of stuff there. You know that YouTube don't like that stuff, Gara.
Than one other IP does not make it better than that IP. Just FYI.
And of course, it's the same thing we always see, right? It is basically the Pokemon equivalent of those Unreal Engine 5 videos of Mario running in a field.
And yet, they're still 1,000 times better and 1,000 times more fun than fucking what Nintendo could cook up. That's the sad reality.
Essentially.
I mean, that's not a hard thing to do. All you have to do is actually try. Nintendo just plays it so safe with everything. Not everything. I mean, they have made some really good games.
That's kind of what we see with Power World, because people don't like the game because they think it's fun or it's interesting or it has all these interesting mechanics.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be...
Oh, that's exactly what they're doing, Power Mad. Even with Power World, but Power World's at least putting some more thought into it.
Harmon Smith fans in my comment section just say, leave Harmon Smith alone. He did nothing wrong. Well, why is Harmon Smith speaking for people? No, seriously, why is he speaking for people that actually enjoy products? Like, I don't understand.
When you upload to the internet, you open yourself up from criticism. Just keep that in mind. None of us are going to feel bad for you.
with Harmon, especially with you people too, that you enjoy Harmon Smith's content to where he actually degrades other people for what they actually enjoy, but then he bitches and complains that, oh my god, people are picking up Pokemon, when in reality people are just enjoying different products that aren't owned by Nintendo.
Exactly. No one's picking on Pokemon. You know, hey, I will firmly admit that Power World did take inspiration from Pokemon. No one is denying that one. But guess what? Pokemon definitely took inspiration from Dragon Quest. But Harmon loves to say that Power World ripped off Pokemon. If that is true, then Pokemon ripped off Dragon Quest.
They like it because it's cheap, sloppish, just ridiculous, subversive, anti-Nintendo.
Harmon, it has nothing to do that's anti-Nintendo. It is not sloppish. At least it runs, or it looks like it runs better. Does that have all the frame rate issues that freaking Pokemon does?
No.
Well, you got one thing right. It's cheap. That's for damn sure. On top of that, too,
that is very true. Sega does what Nintendo.
And made it an anti-Nintendo thing was you fucking losers. The Nintendo fanboys. You motherfuckers freaked out so badly when the concept of Power World came straight to the market. You guys absolutely lost it. Especially that you guys were making claims against Power World that they stole the designs straight from Pokemon, and it got proven that it wasn't true. Especially that one artist that resized all the shapes of the pals just to prove that they supposedly stole the ideas from Pokemon.
No, they didn't steal them. They literally sat. Now, I will admit, there were some that looked like they just got thrown into a damn AI generator thing, if we're being honest. But still, they definitely took inspiration. We're not going to lie here, but they didn't steal them.
Yeah, good luck. Also, what are they suing Power World again? For patent infringement? Not
DBZ Nation, I think that's an understatement right there. That weeks might be months.
Copyright infringement?
Just nonsense. Like, nobody actually likes Power World for Power World. You know, like, people like
many
it
people
because
like
of
Power World.
some weird hate boner they have for Pokemon.
Your true education begins now.
Harmon, I love Power World just for the craziness and the cookiness and the war crimes that you could commit on the Power World universe. But you know what, though? I don't need Power World to hate Nintendo. By myself, except for the...
I mean, that's kind of true, Benjamin. When you think about it, you know, Power World and Pokemon, they don't really exactly have a lot of things in common. They are really two completely different games when it comes down to it. They are both monster-taming games at the end of the day.
Video games and the developers who I truly hate at Nintendo is the corpos. Do you understand that? These are the same sick bastards that'll go after their own fans for making a new game about a favorite series of theirs. What was it? A2MR, I believe, too? Yeah, that.
Many people want that Metroid Prime 2 remake and Metroid Prime 4 or 3. I mean, what you're getting for
Metroid game that person made. It was absolutely just a 10 out of 10 game. Guess what? Here comes fucking Nintendo over here taking them down instead of.
Exactly. You can commit crimes in Power World. There you go. I'm surprised that PETA or whatever that damn animal organization that went after Nintendo for the bull ring on the cow. I'm surprised they haven't gone after Power World yet.
Like, I don't know, hiring this person to fucking help make a little short mini game of the Metroid series. Like that would have been fucking cool. Or how about they went after the fucking developers of Pokemon Uranium with their own designs thrown into the game, where they built this game from the ground up by.
Really? Oh, okay. So Pokemon didn't create that. It was a fan-made game.
Themselves. My God, I don't understand why Game Freak or Nintendo just don't hire these people to come make better Pokemon games. Because let's be honest for a second, the last two Pokemon.
Well, the reason why, Gar, they can't let someone else show them up. Why do you think that they're suing Power World? They can't handle the success.
Games, the main lines have been absolute dog shit, and Nintendo's perfectly fine with feeding it to you. That's why I hate Nintendo. That's why I hate when they fucking DMC someone. They know they're in the fucking wrong.
That's true,
they
Benjamin.
Abuse the legal system against anybody because they've got money and they've got little simps like you to allow them to do it in the first place.
Exactly.
But when karma comes for their asses, I will be pissing on their ashes on their grave.
And don't worry, Gara, karma is coming. It is coming soon.
That's why this farming simulator has no momentum, right? Nobody's looking at this and saying it looks like a well-made farming sim, that it looks like it has interest.
Nobody is looking at the Pokepia one and thinking the exact same thing, Harmon. No one thought that looks good. Very few people thought it looked cute.
The mechanics that, they can't wait to see their pals in action. Like, no.
You and the Poke Freaks are the only freaks that are talking about this right now. You are the only
exactly
people that are absolutely losing their fucking mind over the...
To be honest with you, Gara, I wouldn't even know this game was coming out if it wasn't for Harmon.
concept that this one game kind of sort of looks simulator to this fucking game. You are the
Oh,
fucking
thank you
loser
so
of the
much
video
for
game industry.
subscribing,
Boy, oh boy,
Firefox.
when the day that fanboys die the fuck out, I'll be a happy man.
And this is the reality of the Pal World thing. This is the reality of everything we've seen up to this point, is that Pal World is being put on a pedestal by PC gamers who are desperate to try and get some kind of W against Nintendo, and will go to whatever lengths they can to prop up, like...
Wait, PETA is in Minnesota trying to push no fishing the state of, yeah, that's not going to happen. Are you kidding me?
These glitchy, unfinished messes.
You do the same thing too, Harmon. How many videos do I have to expose your ass propping up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch?
I was just about to say that, Gara. Yeah, that's all he ever does. So you have no, Harmon, you are such a double standard.
Literally saying to your own audience members and literally lying straight to their faces, saying there's no problems with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet when glitches, frame rates were literally happening right in front of them, Harmon. You literally lied to your own audience members on a fucking daily basis. Fucking try again.
And I really have to emphasize,
there you go, try again.
Pal World has still not left early access. Like, there is no fully featured full release of Pal World, and yet here they are releasing another game.
And it's sad that it's sold as many as it has.
That's just aping off the Harvest Moon thing.
Now, we've reached the crossroads and need to decide what comes next. While we have a lot of ideas for where we want to take Pal World, we also need to start thinking about Pal World 1.0. Beyond just adding new content, there's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done before Pal World can exit early access. It's no secret that Pal World has a lot of quirks and jank, and we want to take the time to properly address those before releasing
Is the Buckley guy?
With that in mind, we plan to start that cleanup this year.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I enjoy having you as a subscriber, man. Thank you.
Pal World next year in 2026.
Huh, would you look at Pal Farm right now? There seems to be no release date for this. It almost seems like they're taking their time with Pal World, make sure it's going to be released in a full functioning release date so it can be released to the public, and then they're going to move on to the next project. It's almost like they actually give a fuck about the products that they're releasing to the public. Unlike Game Freak and Nintendo with Pokemon Shih Tzu and Violet Shoesies.
It does need to be explained more.
That's right. You cooked this, man, Gara. That's why you're known as the gremlin of the salt community.
That this is not a studio with a bright future ahead of it. Like, you cannot build your entire brand around like ripping off Nintendo products.
Harmon, here's a bit of a spoiler.
Well, I mean, you can, but they didn't build a brand. They built a brand off of being inspired by a Nintendo product. And I'm pretty positive Nintendo was not the first one to do farm simulators. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain Harvest Moon might have been the first one.
All the game concepts that Nintendo has under their jurisdiction right now, like Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Mario, you do understand those concepts were made before Nintendo got their greasy hands on it, right? You do understand that, right? Also, hey Harmon, here's a bit of a spoiler. Did you know Nintendo used to have Gooner hotels?
Where it had a massive dip after
really?
a popularity of people just hyping it up because like of trying to get one up over Nintendo. And
you mean the same way that you hyped up Princess Peach, Showtime, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Sword and Shield? What was the other many ones again? I can't remember. Oh, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and they all died after a month or two? Yeah, I haven't heard you talk about Princess Peach Showtime in a very long time, Harmon. What's up with that?
Oh, just wait, Gara. Now that you just cursed us, he's gonna bring that up again.
It really needs to stop. I am tired of seeing these YouTubers try and glaze these games to try and keep them relevant, because Pokepia is a game that...
Well, Harmon, we're all tired of hearing you glazing Nintendo all the damn time.
Hasn't come out yet. We don't know anything about it. It's coming from the Dragon Quest Builders team, I think. So they have like a lot of real credibility to them. Like, this is like the best looking Pokemon spinoff we have seen in years.
What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't even look that damn good. Thank you so much for someone subscribing again.
It truly amazes me how quickly this man abandoned his exclusives and then uses the new exclusives to console war for a fucking imaginary war that these people are supposedly degrading the Pokemon franchise when Game Freak and Nintendo have been doing that for years. So it just amazes me that the beef is with the community instead of the fucking corporate. You know what? This is Harmon Smith. I shouldn't be surprised.
That Pokepia...
Exactly, Gara. I don't know why you give this man this much credit.
It's going to be this good, interesting, unique farming sim. But do any of these people notice or care? Like, no. Like, all they care about is continuing this farce of pretending as if Pal World is this huge, huge deal, that it's competing with Pokemon, that Nintendo...
It is. It literally sold over 10 million units. Harmon, that is a huge success. Most games don't even dream of getting to that level. Yes, he does need help. He needs help and fast.
I was scared of it when...
I mean, Harmon, why do you think they're suing the developers in the first place? Do you understand why? Because I know why they're doing it. Because they're scared. Because if they weren't a threat,
exactly,
why would Nintendo waste the money in the first place? Because we all know for an absolute fact, if Nintendo don't kill...
Exactly. They haven't gone after Nexomon. but Nexomon isn't a threat like that. They haven't gone after EV, whatever that one is called, because they're not a threat. Koromon, Temtem, all of them, because they haven't been as successful like that. But once a game finally gets to a certain level, then their colors start to show.
The competition, then the competition is going to fuck them up in the long run. Because let's be honest here for a second, there's a market out there that is sick of Pokemon and that they're sick of Nintendo, and you damn well know it, just like Nintendo.
You know, I remember being shocked when Pokemon Day happened immediately after Power World, and how it felt as if nobody actually cared.
I know, right? Look behind them.
Nobody cared because everybody was playing Power World, or everybody else was having, you know, a fun day with Pokemon. Nobody gave a shit, Harmon. Because
Exactly. Only the fanboys gave a shit.
everybody else, as a normal human being, we're doing the things that they enjoy. Unlike you, you're just going out there looking for the imaginary boogeyman for no fucking
Yes,
reason.
they did. I can't wait for
Doesn't make
Digimon.
sense. Why? Why does Harmon like this? It's like, dude, you're literally looking for the fucking problem that's not even there.
You know, the Power World fans are like, well, not really fans. The Pokemon haters are constantly like running their mouths about how Pokemon is a dead IP and how it's on the way out and how everyone hates it. And yet,
Is it me? It's him, right?
Harmon, the only discussion about Pokemon being a dead IP is because it seems that they just take every single game that they release and they take the Pokemon body as a dead carcass and they spray it around like, oh, look, new Pokemon game. And the vultures come and get their fucking pound of fucking flesh.
Exactly. No one's excited for that damn cut content of new expansion. It's okay, Dragon King. You can sit here and rewatch this. Well, good morning, man. Enjoy your coffee.
Every single time. That's the only discussion that I see around Pokemon being a dead IP. You love living in these fucking fantasy worlds. So help me
Oh,
God.
yes, he does.
in reality, you have this very vibrant fan culture. Of
Please
just,
tell
like,
me we're
insane
almost done.
things happen all the time.
Yeah, until Nintendo comes around and sues you into the ground, or copyright strikes your ROM or your fan ROM, whatever the case
Oh,
may be.
it'll happen.
Is it better
We
than
all
Nintendo
know it will.
Or Game Freaks? Well, guess what? We're suing you into the ground.
You know, you can cry about mainline games all you want, but first of all, Power World is not competing with mainline games, and second of all, like, you know, the mainline games aren't.
For one, they don't need to. I don't think they really want to, but guess what? They sold over 10 million units. That is a huge success. That is competing, Harmon.
All that Pokemon puts out.
No, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I quit.
You know what? That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Oh,
The
thank you. I'm
stupidity
done
this
too.
man exerts.
Okay, guys, that is it. I thoroughly enjoy each and every one of you guys for showing up. This is one of the best streams that we've had, and I truly hope you enjoy your day. But me and my wife need to go have breakfast, and then I need to go to bed because I got to go to work tonight. But make sure you guys all enjoy your coffee. Have a great morning, and I will see you guys next week for more Salty Monday morning.
I'm the angry vigilante here to fight the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Soft content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil. You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hot and salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilantes calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Promise lost in Nintendo's dream, delusional faith blinded by the gleam. Defends every flaw like it's a sacred cause, but his blind devotion's just breaking laws. Player SS brings no honor or pride, throws family shade when he's running to hide. No integrity, just bitterness and spite, but the vigilante's here to set it right. We're hot and salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Cast guys, fake words can't hold the line. Sony fanboys smoke, but his reviews don't shine. Switch for shields, a corporate game, selling hype and spin while we call out the shame. Dark trays and Nintendo fanboys stuck on repeat, says the same old lines like a broken beat. Recycling words, no fresh insight, but we break through the noise and bring the fight. We're hot and salty tears, the spin. Join the fight, let the real talk begin. We're here for the truth, no need to hide. So make sure to like and subscribe.